but I think the guys were very in tune with what was happening in the field. You see, it happened right before the ball fell to Semenyo.
Yeah.
And after it fell to Semenyo was in an offside position, so the offside was called. But even before that sequence, that was a foul. So I think if our players like realize the situation, I think not too many people saw it because of how isolated our players were up front. So there wasn't much cause for like there wasn't protest on the field. I feel like if a protest was there, the referee would have assessed the situation and probably gone to the VAR screen to see. Because I've seen different posts on social media from journalists from different parts of the world, from fans from different parts of the world, even English fans themselves who are saying that they got off the hook there because he did the defense. Konsa didn't play the ball.
No,
he just launched at our attacker who was trying to take a shot. So if we protested, I think if we protested,
because from first sight it appeared as though it was a coming together.
Yeah, you see, the sequence was really fast because it was a transition, and we're quickly trying to get the ball up the field to try and see what we could do with our chances. So when it happened, like everything happened so fast, and I don't think the players even realized it themselves. So hard luck, but all in all, I think we'll take the points. But it would have been nice to get the penalty.
Yeah, it could have been better. Right?
Who knows what? We could have been looking at knockouts around Ghana.
Let's talk about the rules and its application in the World Cup. How strict have they been? Because I think in a match, at the point, there was an English player who had his mouth covered.
Yeah, Bellingham had his mouth covered. And I really don't know where it went into that. It almost seemed as if there were some things that... There were some of the calls in the game that were a bit strange for me. I don't want to make it seem because I'm a Ghanaian, but some of them were quite strange. That was another one. I saw that, and I don't know why the referee's attention wasn't brought to it, because I've seen players carded for that thing so far at the World Cup, and so far at the World Cup, I think the referees have been very strict about applying the rules. The 5-second rule when it comes to the throw-in and the restarts and all those things. So it was just quite strange. I've seen some people go with angles like when it's against African teams, the rules don't work, and I really don't want to buy into
on that tangent. But at least there should be some seeming fairness.
Someone who also told me that FIFA wants to sell tickets, so it's good to keep someone like England in the tournament. And I don't want to buy into the
business side of the game.
Yeah, but it's just I'll just say it's hard luck, because sometimes these things happen. Even in the Premier League, we see inconsistency with some of the application of the rules. So I'll just give them the benefit of the doubt and say it's one of those situations, and no one wants to read too many meanings into it, because a penalty call and a player covering his mouth and it's not really looked into, it kind of looks strange because of the precedents the referees have set at the World Cup themselves. But all in all, I think Ghanaians will be happy with the points. This kind of gives us 1 foot in a knockout round. If we can manage not to lose against Croatia, I think we are safe at home. So I think, all in all, Ghana should be happy about the kind of performance we put so far. Because if you asked anybody before this point in the World Cup, if we take 4 points after 2 games, we'll tell you okay. Because a lot of people weren't even
like I said, nobody gave us a dog's chance. We were ruled out entirely.
So 4 points after 2 games, I think Ghanaian fans are quite happy with the performance.
Great stuff. Now, going into the game and even the previous one, there were a lot of issues around Thomas Partey. The controller was in the game. He marked out his man perfectly. He did well. But prior to the game, the English FA and all that wahala concerning whether to shake hands with Partey or not. I mean, we saw...
One of the players ignored. That was, I think, Jay Spence of Spurs. He was the only player who didn't shake. I think, apart from that, all the other players... to be honest, I feel the English guys got an angle and were willing to work with it. I mean, it's not fair to Partey to be speaking about him in the terms he has. It's almost as if he's convicted.
Exactly.
I feel like a little bit more grace should be given to him because it's still in court.
But you can understand why, right? Because it's mind games. And football is a lot of mind games.
I mean, you see the things Tuchel was saying before the game. It's mind games. So I feel like they got something they could grasp onto to try and get into the head of our squad.
Because they know the quality he brings to the team.
And they know that apart from him, we don't really have a midfielder of that profile in the team who can do some of the things he does. And even yesterday, because of the way we played behind the ball, I don't think Partey's best quality were brought to fore in the game.
No, not at all.
I think he was given a duty in the game and he stuck to it, which he did really well, because marking out somebody like Harry Kane, the form he's in coming into the game is not easy. But I think all in all, the mind games didn't work because the guys really showed that they were resilient and they were focused. I think if you ask me, all the players shaking and just one player ignoring. It's all those things. It's mind games. I don't think
You think it was deliberate?
Yeah, I think it was deliberate.
The team planned it.
Yeah, I think it was deliberate. So that one, because it's very. I think if they were going to make a stand, all the players would have decided not to shake him. But for all of them to shake him and one person ignores it, I just think you're trying to get into his head. But all in all, I think that the boys stood their ground. I particularly like the performance of Martin Senai. I think he's been very, very solid at right back. And I think our right flank has been lacking that type of quality for a while. So it was refreshing to see someone who can put in such a shift there. I think all in all, we should be proud of the boys. It's not the Ghana we want to see in terms of the type of football we are playing. But at the World Cup, it's tournament football. The points matter. First of all, you just have to make sure you don't get beat and you don't get knockouts. Then when you get into the knockout round, you just see what you can do with your squad from then on.
79% ball possession. That's against 21%. 19 total shots against 2. 3 shots on goal, 1 for Ghana. 2 big chances for England, 1 for Ghana. 9 corner kicks for England, 2 for Ghana. 586 total passes for England. 128 for Ghana.
Oman Shegu.
Points now.
Yeah, did he score a goal? I think they were frustrated when it got to a point.
They were. Even early in the game, you saw what's his name?
Bellingham. Yeah, he was. I think he had a word off with Pace though on the bench. I don't know what he said to Pace, but he really got Pace so agitated, and he had to exchange a few words.
He was frustrated quite early in the game.
Yeah, and it's because of the way Carlos Queiroz devised the plan for the game. If you notice, we played even more deeper than we played against Panama, and he was very wary of the threats that the English wingers posed. Madueke tried, Gordon tried.
The speed didn't work.
Yeah, he wasn't. Gordon on the seat away. They brought Rashford. Rashford too was swinging. I think one of the things that made our performance really, really good was the fact that we didn't really wait for the balls to get into positions that we were trying to get to the balls first time.
Exactly.
And most of the situations when the ball even falls after maybe the cross comes in, we head the ball out. We try as much as possible to get to the second balls. And those things are important if you want to have a comprehensive defensive performance. All in all, I think the boys held their own, because this English team, if they have their day against you, could be a long day for you. Because we saw it against Croatia. Croatia tried to play them boot for boot and got 4 goals hit against them. So I think all in all, I think the Black Stars should be proud of themselves. Now you sit on the same number of points as England. England just are ahead of us by goal difference. So if we are able to, I expect England to win the final game against Panama. So I think we should just avoid getting beat against Croatia. Then let's see what the knockout round will bring to us.
I think Jordan, there was a lot of talk about him going into this game, but I think he was decent in that game, based on the type of football we wanted to play.
Yes, I would agree with you.
I think he fits into the coach's plan.
Yeah, because what Queiroz was trying to get in the game was not have England play their free-flowing football.
Exactly.
And anytime Jordan got the ball, he managed to, like, he
stalled it.
Yeah, he stalled it.
Yeah.
He'll get two or three people heckling him. The possession is not moving as fast as England wants, so he'll try and get himself fouled so that the play will come to a halt. England will have to take a free kick. And those things, like when you're trying to play a game where you want to move the ball quickly up the field and you want to ping an opposition back, it kind of stops your momentum. So I think per the game, I think it was the right selection on the day. And I think he got his subs too right on the day. The time he took Jordan out and introduced Issa Haku and Prince Edu, and the time he brought a defender late on in the game. You could see Sanaya was tired, and he just needed to refresh legs in the position. I think it was all in all really good performance defensively, spot on substitutions, and overall I think the highlight of our performances so far has been focus. The guys have been well drilled, and they've not taken their eye off what the coach has instructed them for 1 minute. They've just stuck to it.
I felt it was a Carlos Queiroz show.
I don't think this is a result of the players.
It's a Carlos Queiroz show.
It's completely...
But then, of course, we can give credit to the players as well, because if they hadn't listened to the coach, if they hadn't been as disciplined as the coach had been.
But then they were listening to the old coach, and I wasn't doing anything.
Why should they were listening to that guy? I don't think they were listening to that guy.
You don't think so?
Or what was the guy telling them?
I don't think he was. I think it was a situation of he wasn't telling them anything that convinced them.
So they go out.
Yeah, so they go out and do their own thing. But the kind of reputation Queiroz has, you sit up in the dressing room because there's somebody who has managed some of the best talents in football before. He's coached some of the players you've watched and revere. So
he's been to more World Cups, I think, than most coaches.
Yeah, this is fifth World Cup, so he's an experienced campaigner when it comes to that.
Exactly. One time, the oldest coach at the World Cup.
And I think he it showed on the pitch because Tuchel was not as experienced as him in international football.
No.
So he just got him on the day. He just found a way to map out his team, and he was comprehensive with the performance. And the players too bought into that idea. So they went out there and defended the badge and defended their coach tactics. So all in all,
then there was Benjamin Asari in the post.
Yeah, I think he's slowly shutting up their criticism. Yeah, I think right now, when we are selecting the goalkeepers, I think his name will be first on the sheets. I don't know what the fitness situation with Asizigi is, but the fact that the coach trusted in him in the England game, I think says a lot about what he's been seeing behind the scenes. So I think we should just give him our support. He
but
was
when they go on break, they should go and listen to the coach. Benjamin always wants to gather the boys to pray. They should go and listen to some words from the coach.
I think the prayer too is important.
The prayer is important, but you should make it short so that you can go and listen to the coach.
Except for life.
SMB prayer.
SMB prayer.
So on to the next one, Ghana versus Croatia. That's June 27 in Philadelphia. We're looking forward to a beautiful game, that encounter. You think you should go play an open football, or you should still
I think we can be conservative, but we can be. I use this example on World Cup Central. Before we did the Uruguay Cape Verde game, I was saying that I felt that Cape Verde would be as defensively astute as they were against Spain, but in the Uruguay game they'll defend well, but they'll take a bit more risk. And I think that's what we should do against Croatia, because I think it's a game that if we take our chances well, we can get something out of it. But also we should just build with the foundation that we built so far. Defense first. We are probably one of the best defensive teams at the tournament so far. So we should ensure that the way to stay in the game is not to concede. When I was even speaking on World Cup Central yesterday, I was like, we should get through the game in quarters. First 15 minutes, you don't concede a goal. Okay, we are through the first 15 minutes. We try and hold the fort for another 15 minutes. The longer the game goes without you conceding a goal, the better your chances of nicking something out of the game. For example, yesterday, if the game was going and that penalty call went our way, now we have a penalty and a chance to win the game.
Late in the game as well.
Yeah, and win all 3 points. So I think we should just take that same mentality to the Croatia game. Make sure we don't concede goals. Then on the break, we should be a little more adventurous. I think we might get something out of it.
So Croatia beats Panama 1-0.
1-0, yeah. That means now they are live in the tournament, because if they are drawn the game now, it means it puts Ghana and England in the driving seats in the group. It means automatically we are probably the teams that might qualify. But now they've gotten a point on the board, so they will fancy their chances against us. Ghana. Yeah, if they'll try and win the game, because winning the game means they can qualify safely. And England will probably look at Panama with their wounded 3 lion badge and say, hey, Panama, you probably have to take it on that.
Yeah, because they have to, make the fans.
But I don't think Panama are a bad side.
They're not.
Yeah, they're not a bad side at all. Yeah, because
you underestimate them at your own.
Yeah, so I think England should be cautious going into that game too. Yeah. But they are out, so they don't really have much to play for. So I'm not expecting them to put up much of a challenge against England. Our game will be much keener, because Croatia still feel they have a chance to qualify for the knockout round. We have to remember too that there's the third place best teams there, and there's a whole table for that. They'll be looking at the points accumulated, they'll be looking at the goals conceded, and if all those things come out on a level, they'll be looking at your discipline, they'll be looking at the cards you've accumulated. So all those things matter in the tournament, and I think Croatia will be looking at that game like, let's see what we can do. But watching the Ghana performance, I think they'll think about us twice.
Right. Who's playing today? So what, the second round of group games done? Yeah,
second round of group games. I think we go to Group A. We'll have South Africa taking on Korea. Then the host nation will take on Bosnia. And let's see what happens there.
Some guys disturbing me about Ciro. Let's just say finally he got some 2 goals.
Yeah, but I think Portugal was expected to win that game against Uzbek. It was. I don't think they expect. I think some of the African teams are surprised the Europeans with the kind of performance they put up. I don't think Portugal expected that performance from DR Congo. They were really, really good on the day. They defended really well like Ghana did. And when they got their chance, they took it. And I think they could have even taken the lead at some points because they scored a goal and I think it was ruled out for offside. So Portugal will look at that game and see that, okay, we've missed the opportunity to stamp our authority in the group. Uzbek are debutants. We have to get the job done here. So they just went out there and got the job done. I was happy to see Ronaldo get on the score sheets. Maybe you might like him, maybe you might not like him, but the World Cup needs stars like that. When the stars like that are vibrant in the tournaments, the tournaments are live, people go to the stadiums because people go to see these stars. A lot of people in America are not really in tune with football. They've never seen Cristiano Ronaldo in person. They've never seen Haaland in person. They've never seen Mbappe. So when these stars are still in the tournament and they are putting up quality performances, it just makes the tournament worth watching. So all in all, I think Portugal have now gotten their tournament underway and let's see what they do.
Brilliant stuff. But let's remind them that he's still not among the top 10 goal scorers at the World Cup.
I mean, Haaland and Mbappe are doing their things. So.
Yeah, Ciro is still not among. There's a certain Leo Messi who is sitting at the top. Yesterday I saw some stats that said that most of his goals, they don't come against elite football nations. Oh, Charlie.
Now that's where the agenda reached.
Oh, Charlie, they're looking for who he scored against.
No, but the World Cup is the
World Cup is the World Cup.
It's the biggest thing.
It's the creme, the topmost competition in world football.
No, I just think people enjoy the debates about it.
But it's all right. It's all right. And then, thank you so much. We look forward to seeing you in our subsequent bulletins on different shows right here on Channel One Television, bringing us more updates, more news regarding the 2026 FIFA World Cup in Canada, USA, and Mexico. This is Breakfast Daily right here on Channel One Television. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Junior Bento is a young man who runs his father's company. Very successful. Just so you know.
Yes.
Just yes.
Yes, as a question. The young man runs his father's company. So
must everything be spelled out too? Or Pebia, opportunity comes but once.
Mr. Bento Jr. with my lovely family. My wife, Mrs. Blanson, my children, Opavia and Kobe.
We're very pleased to meet you, Mr. Bento. You're very welcome.
Pleasure is all mine. Thank you very much.
Please have a seat.
Sir, can I help you with your suitcase?
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I think I'll hold on to it and review the benefiting content later during our meeting.
I can't wait to see the benefiting content of that briefcase.
It has all the fishes you can ever think of.
Oh, I can't wait to swim with all the fish in there to the deepest side of the ocean where there is abundance.
The Blankstons airs every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. and is sponsored by Out Insecticide, Nasco Electronics, Lizzie Shito, Everpack, and Lily Rice on Channel One TV.
The vibe is too much.
June is for business here at City FM and Channel One TV. This June, the ideas get bolder and the future of Ghanaian business takes center stage. Welcome to the City Business Festival 2026. For the entire month of June, 97.3 City FM and Channel One TV bring together the thinkers, builders, innovators, and dreamers shaping the future of enterprise in Ghana. From powerful business fora that spark meaningful conversations to insightful on-air discussions with industry leaders and change makers, to stories of resilience, innovation, and ambition from Ghanaian entrepreneurs. This is more than a festival. It is a movement of ideas, strategy, and impact. Whether you're starting small, scaling big, or simply dreaming of your next breakthrough, you, the City Business Festival is your platform to learn, connect, and grow. Join the On Air series every weekday at 9 a.m. on the City Breakfast Show on 97.3 City FM and at 11 a.m. with a repeat at 6 p.m. on Channel 1 TV. This June, let's challenge businesses. Let's refine ideas. Let's create impact. Call 0205-973-973 for further details. City Business Festival 2026, driving ideas into impact. The City Business Festival 2026 is powered by 97.3 City FM and Channel 1 TV in partnership with Absa Bank, and it's proudly sponsored by Absa Bank, MTN, Zondatech Ghana Limited, and Petra Trust.
Get ready this July to step into a world where culture meets commerce, ideas turn into opportunities, and Made in Ghana takes the spotlight like never before. Welcome to the Northern Business Fair 2026. For 2 powerful days, the Jubilee Park will transform into a buzzing hub of creativity, innovation, and enterprise from the Savannah, Northern, Northeast, Upper East, and Upper West regions. From beautifully crafted products, innovative packaging, fast-growing local brands, and indigenous corporate bodies, every stand will tell a story of passion, resilience, and growth. This is not just a fair, it's a full experience. It's a place to discover, a place to connect, a place to grow. This is your chance to engage with Ghana's most exciting SMEs, startups, and homegrown brands all in one vibrant space. Dates Saturday 25th and Sunday 26th July 2026. Venue Jubilee Park, Tamale. Time 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily. Are you ready to showcase your business to the nation and beyond? Call 0205-973-973 now and secure your spot. Don't sit on the sidelines. Be part of the energy. Be part of the story. The Northern Business Fair 2026 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from City FM, and it's proudly sponsored by EcoBank, the National Petroleum Authority, and the Ghana Export Promotion Authority.
This July, get ready for stories that will make your heart race. From love and passion to secrets and lies that can ruin everything. Catch the sizzling episodes of Sins and Roses at 4 p.m, Domenica Monteiro at 5 p.m, Be My Sunshine at 6 p.m, and Avenida Brazil at 7 p.m, Central African Time. Only on Novelas Plus, Channel 134 on GoTV.
Every day, we make choices. Some big, some small.
What would you be doing today? I want this or...
Every day, we make choices. And sometimes, choices that shape our hearts.
Hi.
Whether it's a long-term or short-term decision. The Lydia Ranger gives you the power to truly decide. With Lydia, you truly decide.
Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for choosing us. This is Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 Television. We're going into the news review segment where we get to have conversations around some topical issues, and we extend an invitation to you to join us with your thoughts, your comments, and your contributions. WhatsApp number is on your screens. Send us a text. Let us know what you think, and we'll do our best to read it out to you on the show. You can also join us on Facebook or on YouTube where we're streaming live. Drop a comment there. We have engaging posts on Twitter, that's X, and on Instagram. And we've reserved some exclusive videos for you on TikTok. Do well to follow, to subscribe, to comment, to like, to share, engage our post on all our social media platforms. All right. Let me say good morning to Michael Kosi Dede. He's an engineer and he's always generous enough, kind enough to join us on the show.
Good morning, Nana.
Good morning. Good to have you.
So it's a happy morning today for a lot of Ghanaians.
Yes, indeed. If you flip the coin, some say we are celebrating mediocrity, but we don't care so long as we get a point. I mean, tournament points are very, very expensive. So once you get a point, you are good to go. Else, why would you be celebrating a draw as though it was a win?
Yeah. I mean, there's a point to that, that we may be celebrating mediocrity, but it's still a good point for people to be happy about in spite of all the challenges that have beset Ghana football. So, good.
I won't push it. I mean, I know you don't invest emotions in football. But
I think that the most organized team will win the cup at the end of the day.
Well, we're beginning to look like an organized team. And it gives me the impression that had this coach had enough time with the boys, perhaps we would have done better. His first competitive match really with the boys was that friendly before the World Cup, the Wales one where we got a draw. The second one was the win against Panama, our first game in the World Cup. This is actually his third game. And you can tell from how he presents the team, clearly he has a game plan, unlike what we've seen previously.
I haven't watched the matches, frankly. I haven't watched the matches. But I think that the results are telling that the coach has substance. And I think that is good. But talent will get you to a certain point. The level of organization and investment in the team will show at the end of the day. So
even discipline.
Exactly.
All right. Let me say good morning to Emmanuel Senor Amekplenu. He's a member of the NPP's communications team. Bossman, good morning. Good to have you.
Good to have you.
I see the flag hanging around your neck. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff.
Thank you.
Also in studio and in a Ghana jersey is Hamza Suhini, a member of the NDC's national communications team. Hamza.
Anna, good morning.
I like the smile on your face. Did you sleep at all?
In fact, I did. Interestingly, I did, though I slept very late. But you see, well, when we go into the substance of the discussion, for me, the feeling was mixed because I was very, very optimistic. Whilst many went in there yesterday hoping for a draw, I was expecting much more. And I'm pretty much convinced that though the tactics of the coach worked out pretty well for majority of Ghanaians, I still believe that, look, even if we had put some strong foots forward, we would have been able to manage a win, at least even 1-0. Because I'm one of those, when it comes to anxiety, I don't want you to prolong my anxiety. You know, you either go in out there, win, or you are defeated. But what would be the essence of such a formidable strategy against England if at the end of the day we get to a stage of the competition and we are taken out? So it's better for you to go it all out, win, celebrate it, lose, nurture your wounds, and a day or two you are back. So for me, the feeling was mixed, to be honest with you. Though the guys did very well, the coach did exceptionally well in line with his objective, because clearly he wanted a draw. But like many of us too, who are, when it comes to competitions of this nature, they say that it's either you win or you are defeated. And you take one, no middle grounds. I don't know if you are follower, if you followed Game of Thrones very well. Remember Game of Thrones? Those principles are bound in that particular seasonal movie. But for me, it was a matter of winning that game. And I'm sure we could have won that game.
You're convinced?
I am pretty much convinced that we could have won that game. You see, anytime Ghana is underrated, and that's why I was quite optimistic. Anytime we underrate the Black Stars, they shock us as a nation. And this year, or this season, full of doubts in terms of their performance, especially considering the kind of display we all witnessed against Panama. So I'm pretty much convinced that it made people kind of feel like, no, this team is not going to go far. And that burden made it difficult for them to be looking for a win, but for a draw. And they got a draw. So as far as I'm concerned, Ghana celebrated. The boys were happy, they were excited. But for a moment, I was a little bit disturbed about that culture. Because we're not the only people watching. Younger ones were watching.
True.
And to the extent that we celebrated draw in that spirit, my brother,
No,
the signals.
For tournaments, a single point is as expensive as the 3 points.
No, but you see...
And we're coming on the back of a win against Panama. That gave us 3 points.
And that is the more reason why we should... Look, I dare to say that Croatia is going to be very difficult than England.
Indeed.
And you see, that is the reason why I wanted us to go that long haul. Stick it all out. If we win, fair enough. If we don't, fair enough. But this is a matter of prolonging our anxiety and frustrations and pain. That's what I see.
But you see, sometimes too, there's a distinction between the expectations of the fans and the realities,
the tactical approach of the bench.
Coach.
Yes,
knowing the tools he has.
That's why I commended them. You understand? I commended the technical team because clearly the objective was to secure a draw.
True.
And they have done so. So as far as their tactical approach is concerned, it was a major success. But to many of us who were watching from behind the scenes, clearly some of us expected more. And we actually could have gotten more. And that is why I'm a bit reluctant in celebrating the draw. No. Me, that is not me, to be honest with you. In as much as many Ghanaians are excited, and the coach clearly was also excited, the players did very well, very excited, but I am not known to celebrate half wins.
Right.
Either I win fully or I am defeated fully.
Yeah, half was never the
No. That's not me. But as a proud Ghanaian, I still needed to show solidarity this morning.
Have you heard from your home in the UK? Are they with us or against us?
Oh, no. They are fully with us.
Nice one.
Fully with us.
As they should be.
They should be.
As they should
fully
be.
with us.
Very well. Emmanuel, let me come to you on your expectations ahead of the game and your reactions after.
Well, I think that good morning to you and good morning to your cherished viewers. In fact, I am not too much a football person, but once in a while I try to watch. But yesterday's expectation, it was a very mild one. But what I expected was the fact that I was listening to a lot of viewers who felt that, there should be a 2-1, 1-0. So I was actually asking myself, could there be a shocker? And the England guys are not people you should underrate.
No, not
especially when you have the like of Saka, when you have the likes of Harry Kane and all of that. So I was a bit worried. But when the game started, you realize that the first 20 minutes, the guys mounted a heavy pressure on us.
Yeah.
But see, our guys did very well.
Indeed.
Within the first 20 minutes, they were able to contain that pressure. And you could even see that after the 20th minute, the England guys, they were tired.
Yeah, they were frustrated.
Charlie, pressure no, they've seen that Charlie, the guys.
Right.
So you ask yourself that did the guys really did well? Did they perform? For me, I'll commend them.
Yeah.
I'll commend them because I think they brought in their A game. The expectation was high from everybody. See, let nobody deceive you. The expectation was high. At one point when I noticed that Harry Kane tried scoring, my heart, as if I was actually on the pitch.
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus.
Yeah.
But I felt that, no, these guys, they've done very well. They brought in their A game. They played to actually let Ghanaians believe that indeed we need to, put Ghana first before any individual. And for the first time, this is the only game that we are done, and I'm not seeing Jordan Ayew being lambasted. I was one of the people who took on Jordan Ayew in the first game.
Right.
But I think yesterday, I want to believe that this coach, he knows his work.
Indeed.
No, the coach knows his work. Let's not underrate the coach. Because if I look at what Thomas Partey did to
Harry Kane,
and then what Jordan was also doing, these guys, they were actually put there for something. And they knew what they were doing. So for me, I want to believe, and I want everybody to join in this celebration. And for Benjamin Ansari, he was one person that a lot of people didn't trust, that Charlie he would do well. See, when I watched the first game with Panama, I fell in love with Atizegi's, style of, keeping and all of that. Then when Benjamin came, I was like, hey, Abranti, how do you a local player? Can you really do well? But he did his skills. But yesterday, when I heard that he was the one going to start the game, I'm like, Jesus Christ, Ghana, help us. This is House of Folk goalkeeper. This is not the top keeper as we know. But I think that young man deserves a standing ovation.
Right.
He saved 3 goals. No, that young man deserves a standing ovation. And I want to put this before the president. Even if they lose at one point, this young man, he needs to be rewarded for saving us in that manner. Because it was a tough game yesterday. See,
but indeed it was a collective effort. So you don't single one person out.
No. You see, if we have to talk of man of the match, yes, we may a lot of names will come, but I think that he did very well.
For you.
But beyond that, let's also give it to the defense team. They did very well, excellently well, and kudos to all of them. We are praying. I think that today, between today and Friday, I need to visit my hometown to see to it that we are able to beat the Croatians in the.
Why, there's something in your hometown?
Oh, I'm going to see my godfather.
Okay.
Yes, who have a special prayer with me to tell me, because this morning I was watching social media and I realized that people actually
Croats don't pray.
Come again?
You think the Croats don't pray?
Oh, these guys. But yesterday, something funny was shown on telly. At the last minute, I saw some ladies who did something like this, and I was like, are these guys chanting or what are they doing? I don't know if you all saw that yesterday. So for me, I believe that we need to pray for the stars. We need to support them. I'm very convinced deep in my heart that the momentum, the A game they brought on the field during the England match, they'll bring the same thing. And trust me, I am not looking beyond a 1-0 goal, and we are good to go. Yeah.
Hamza, we're going against Croatia next. What kind of game do you think, or what should be our approach? You think we should go with the same strategy we used against Panama? Then Panama full defensive, but then we caught them on the brink, got 1 goal. Yesterday against England, same defensive setup, more cohesive, more coordinated. You think it should be the same, or we should maybe relax it a little bit, see if we can bring the fight to Croatia?
I think that again, I'm very optimistic, especially when it comes to our expectations as regards that particular match, that is Ghana-Croatia. But the most important thing is that, you see, not all of us were excited in their first showing, though it ended up with a win for all of us as a country. But I know that you would agree that it was a bit worrying. Not even a bit, it was terribly worrying in terms of the way they started. Went through halftime, got back. That goal was by grace, if you ask me. And so that is the reason why, even as far as yesterday's match was concerned, expectations were a bit cagey and low because of the first showing. But like I indicated elsewhere, I think that the most important thing for us to do with Croatia is either to win or manage a draw. That is where draw would become actually a win. Because yesterday they scored Panama 1-0. And so that means that now they have 3 points. We have 4. England has 4. A defeat would mean that Ghana would be out and they will take our position.
We'll have to now go and struggle for best third place and do the mathematics.
Precisely. And so that is not something that we are interested in. The most important thing is either a win or a draw. And looking at the kind of game they played yesterday, if they are able to up it a little, be rest assured that we would come out smiling as far as that contest is concerned. Because you see, now Croatia will also be quite apprehensive now that they are coming to deal with Ghana. And the pressure is going to be on them as well, because they would be desirous of a win.
True.
But for us, even a draw would do the trick. But knowing the kind of display we showed yesterday, I am sure that the coach, like Senor indicated, I'm sure that the coach knows his ace. And he knows when to dot the I's and cross the T's. And for many of us who are not just football enthusiasts, but supporters of the Black Stars, the expectation is a win. Whichever tactical approach he deploys to give us that win,
Carlos Queiroz,
we will welcome it. And you see, yesterday was not also just a victory for Black Stars, it was a victory for the coach as well.
Yeah.
Because I remember when the match started, even the commentators made references to his standing as compared with that of the England coach. And the fact that he had been there for over 21 years. Yeah. There was a full 21-year gap between him.
I think this is his 5th World Cup.
Yes, between him and the England coach. So experience was key yesterday. And I think that he delivered on that key element of experience. So we would count on that as well, especially when it comes to Ghana against Croatia. But again, guided expectations. But especially when it comes to the Black Stars, guided expectations. But you see, the love for Ghana makes us believe that this World Cup is going to be different.
Right.
They are going to go farther than we all expected them to. Because for me, I believe in surprises. And when it comes to surprises in this country,
the Black Stars are known for that.
The Black Stars are known for that. So they will go far. We rule them out from the word go. But I am hopeful. I don't know where that strange hope is coming from. But I am pretty much hopeful that, look, this time round, we are going to go far. We are going to go far.
Senor, Ghana, Croatia, any predictions?
Ghana, Croatia, I think that, like I said earlier, I'm looking at 1-0 against the Croatians. But I'm also looking at a new strategy deployed by the coach again. Because if I look at the Panama match, the first 11, the squad was different. Starting with the England team also, the first 11, they started with a new...
You made a few changes to...
I was surprised, my man of the match in the last match, which was Asante. Yesterday he was missing in action. At one point I was like,
he wasn't looking for a goal. If you were to have been looking for a goal,
I want to believe so. I want to believe so. But I am hoping that, like my brother rightly said, this is a coach who knows his in and outs very well. So I'm looking for another splendid, put up, that would show up on Saturday. And trust me, I am not looking beyond one goal. I was like, Ghana and Kasada, we believe in one goal project. So for me, I'm not expecting anything beyond one goal. And the guys, I want them to either maintain what we have now to block the Croatians from scoring us, or we score one goal. Because again, if we make any mistake and these guys defeat us, like you said, they are going to do their gymnastics in terms of the statistics. We are either coming home or they will now have to look at number of points and all of that, and we don't want to.
Scored,
and if that even wins us to go into the next match, we are going to meet the Argentinas, and there's now and also the Massa is a straight home. And me, I don't want us to meet any of those guys. So for me, I am actually rooting for a 1-0 to victory on Saturday. I've actually not bought the jersey because I felt that Charlie, these guys, they actually will not do well. They will give us a broken heart. But after watching yesterday's match, this morning, I was on my way, I just called Charlie. Saturday, I want to look different because I believe that the guys are going to win and move to the next stage.
Wonderful. Engineer, are we winning our next game?
I have no predictions. I have no predictions, sincerely.
Right. Let me take a few messages and then we can progress the conversations. Good morning. I am Eben from Kwabenya. Applause to the Black Stars for making the country proud. We are proud of all the players, especially Benjamin Asari, for the good goalkeeping. Greetings to Honorable Julius Deborah, Chief of Staff, Honorable Peter Kwesi Mensah, and Honorable MCE Agbo of Ga East. All right. This one says Marvin Senaya. He silenced 80 million Anthony Gordon. And it's from Nutifafa from Aflau. All right, let's move on to other conversations and center on the Adjoa Safo shooting incident. Yesterday, 9 suspects appeared before court. They were granted 500,000 cedis bail each with some 2 sureties. Ejida, my question to you is, clearly this is sibling rivalry. Should they have escalated to this level?
It shouldn't. It shouldn't technically, but and even if it did escalate, we shouldn't be seeing guns at play. Unfortunately, we have been dealing with gun control issues for over some years now. I mean, there's been a number of internal, would I say, fights where we have clearly seen that there are a lot of guns all over the country. Those that are registered, those that are unregistered. But we seem to have lost the fight about gun control, which is worrying for me because as a developing country with a lot of threats all around, these are things that we should be taking very seriously, but we don't seem to be doing enough on that. And between the siblings, I think that they need to be able to sit down and talk these things over. But it also goes to show what is happening in Ghana, where people seem to vest more interest in religious issues than things that will actually help develop this country. So the man left a religious empire and with industries as well. And then you see siblings now struggling over this because they want to gain influence. And for me, that is a bit worrying. We should be able to direct people, the focus of people in the country towards productive issues rather than a lot of drive towards religiosity and issues like that. I mean, you go to every meeting in public service and we must get up and pray. For me, that is worrying. We should be focusing on the productivity issues because all these meetings that we end up praying in, we end up with corrupt deals. And so for me, those are things that we should be focused on. And these are some of the things that are leading to some of these things because people see it as it's a better investment opportunity than in the real productivity issues that we should be dealing with as a nation. And that for me is clearly not acceptable.
Very well. Hamza, I see a confusion between, if like the, is it appointment or installment of a family head and a leader of the church. It looks as though there's a confusion between the two that is creating all of this fuss. Who leads the family, who leads the church? Because it cannot be the same. It's not one institution. The family is different from the church, is it not?
No, but whether the family is different from the church is irrelevant to some of us as far as I'm concerned. This is an entirely internal family feud. And it begs the question, the kind of structures that were laid even before the old man's passing. And that is the reason why in this country we must begin taking our law seriously and taking advantage of the many lawyers that we have in the system. You see, it would be disappointing that the revered man of God, may his soul rest in the bosom of the Lord, died without any layered structure of how both the church and the family ought to be run. That would have been disappointing, especially considering the kind of finances that he presided over. So one would have expected that, look, those structures would have been laid even before he became weak at a certain point. As to who leads the family, these are discussions that we shouldn't be having. Who leads the church, who succeeds after him, these are discussions we shouldn't be having. These are discussions that he should have found a way around with the help of lawyers. And so to the extent that maybe we are not told whether indeed something was like that was left behind or not, we are yet to know. But for me, this is an entirely family issue, a family issue. But you see, it has gained national prominence largely because of the incidents of the shooting, the shooting that was reported in the media a day or two ago against the former member of parliament for the constituency, the Honorable Adjua Safo. And for me, I think that we have numerous examples of such family feuds that are unable to make it to the major media headlines, largely because the personalities involved are not known personalities. But what should occupy our minds from where I sit has to do with the issue of arms in the hands of those who are not supposed to have them. That should be the center of our discussion, regardless of whether indeed the family is prominent or not. It could be any other family, especially when there are examples of how these weapons are used on a daily basis, especially when it comes to minor conflicts, even in some parts of our country. So the discussion should center on the use of these firearms and regulations around it. we have the Small Arms Commission.
Yeah.
I know, as a matter of fact, that somewhere last year, a number of measures were announced by that particular commission intended to forestall occurrences of this nature.
Right.
But I think that the greatest challenge the commission is also facing has to do with resources. So they are unable to police and actually even enforce such directives because of lack of funds. So the time has come for us to look at the possibility of retooling such organizations, giving them the needed funds to be able to do their work effectively. Because look, we are talking about human lives.
Yeah.
Though the target was Honorable Adwoa Safo, many other citizens could have been caught along the way.
Indeed.
And so that is the reason why, as a nation, we have to take many of these things seriously. And I was particularly excited when the minister responsible for Interior, the Honorable Muntaka Mubarak, acted at the back of that to the effect that, look, they are withdrawing all the licenses given to those who have arms in their possession and giving an opportunity for them to come and register. I see it as an attempt to build a very robust system, because he indicated so in the release, that we all can track and, most importantly, be able to tell, maybe from just the press of a button, who owns A, B, C, and D.
Right.
And also, even the pellets in those machines or the bullets in those machines, we should be able to tell. And that is the reason why I was excited when I heard the announcement, especially in the age of AI. Developing a system to be able to track that shouldn't be that difficult. But the most important thing is also that, look, the data we have already with the Ghana Police Service must be taken advantage of. We need to look at the data. It is not just enough to call people to come and register. We must look at the data and be able to trace those who registered and reach out to them to ensure that at least they are able to do the right thing. Because you know the attitude in this country. The fact that people registered in the past, if you are now calling them to come and register, it's a disincentive in itself for them to come. Because look, the hassle of going through another registration, many of them would not be interested in that. And so at the end of the day, it will rather lead to a situation where we have unregistered weapons in the hands of Ghanaians, when the actual intended directive was actually to get it registered. So let us charge the Ghana Police Service, the data that they have, even if we need to publicize it, let's do. Trust me, if we need to publicize it, look, per the data we have, A, B, and C, and D, they are yet to come and account as far as the new registration system is concerned. They are yet to come and register. Come and register, or come and explain the whereabouts of your arms. If it has been sold, let us know who the person you sold it to. These are pieces of information that we cannot take for granted as far as the quest to re-register is concerned. So, but my appeal to the minister responsible for Interior is to also make the process quite friendly and easy to go through, because I made that point earlier, Nana. Nobody likes the hustle and bustle of registrations, especially in this country. So if it is possible for you to register even in the comfort of your room, we need to make it possible for people to do so. Maybe you need to upload picture evidence or video evidence of the gun, the serial number, go to a particular website, give all the necessary details, and after that they can come and verify. Why not? Let us consider the possibility of doing it so, rather than going to a designated office with your physical presence and that of the gun to go and register. But it is going to be a cumbersome exercise. I foresee that. But for the likes of the Honorable Sarah Adwoa Safo, it is a siblings battle. And I'm glad that the courts acted. The security agencies acted by arresting their brother. As for the morality of the conflict, we all can have our varied views on it.
True.
There are many who would say that, look, the brother, regardless of what your sister did, especially your elder sister, I'm told, right? Regardless of how opposed she is to your ascension to the throne, the post-contemplation of physical assault should be a thing not even contemplated by you. Because it goes beyond the two of them. We are dealing with families. And sometimes for me, these are the things that breaks my heart. What is it that in this life. Maybe it's because of my religious background and my upbringing, but sometimes I wonder why the struggle, even over properties that you didn't put up.
Exactly. Yeah.
Why the struggle? Why the struggle? The objective should be to leave your own properties behind, if you are minded. Not what your parents left behind for you. I always tell my kids, even at this critical age that they are, I always tell them that, look, all properties I'm acquiring, these are not properties intended for them. This is my hard work. The only thing I can do for them is education, because that's what my dad left for me. Indeed, even the property my dad left for me, left for all of us. None of us, with the exception of one, we don't live in that property. But I'm sure at the time he was building it, he thought that he was doing it for his kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we don't live there. It has become a symbol of identity of the family.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But we don't live there. So I always tell my kids, look, it is not about properties, landed property or whatever. For me, the most important thing I can do for my kids is that educational legacy and sound family morals. That's what I can give. That was what was handed over to me. And I'm trying to make meaning out of it as far as my own pursuits are concerned.
Right.
And I believe I'm doing so in a way that works with my ambitions, or that aligns with my ambitions. And that is what we all must seek to do. It is not about what your parents have left behind. Maybe I'm speaking this way because my father was not really that rich. But I also know many other people whose parents are well-to-do, but yet these children are not interested in the wealth of their parents. Right. They are pursuing their own wealth. Yeah. And that is how it should be.
Indeed.
What a shame that you are fighting over properties left by the hard work of your dad, your late dad. This is embarrassing to say the least.
It's more important to be working to protect the legacy.
That is what it should be. And build your own legacy.
Yeah.
And look, you see, Nana, maybe it is because of the culture of this country. What at all do you need to do well in this life or to be comfortable? What at all? A place to lay your head, your ability to feed your family, decent clothes. That's all. That is all. You don't need much.
Senor, let me come to you on this matter. It is indeed an internal family issue, but at the scale at which it's got into, do you think, or what sort of interventions do you think are required to help put the matter to rest?
Well, thank you very much. In fact, I'm a bit perplexed for the fact that this issue has to come to the public domain. Because, of course, we've actually seen some snippets of this thing rising up, but we thought that it was being controlled. I was a bit surprised when I saw on Sunday that the video and all of that. Honestly speaking, if you ask me, in my opinion, I think that the elders of the family have not done well. Of course, it is a family matter, but I think that the leadership of the family, if I listen to the family lawyer, who happens to be the same as the Crystal Asafo lawyer as well, any genuine mind who listens to him will tell you that he seems to be taking side. And that will not help the conversation at this moment. At this moment, when you are looking at conflict resolution, you don't need to take side. You need to be in between the parties fighting. But when it is assumed or it is seen that you are taking side, that is where it will aggravate the issue. Again, you ask yourself, what are they fighting over? What is it that the young man doesn't have? Because to the best of my knowledge, he was the chairman or the group CEO for the Kantanka Automobile Company. So I want to believe that, like, he's gotten what he wants at one point. Honorable Adjo Asafo, this is a woman that is known publicly. And I just cannot tell what the issues are. But definitely it is about property.
Or power.
Or power.
Influence. Control.
Influence. Of course, because if you look at that Sunday, when the young man, after their gymnastics and all of that, and he was holding the flag, and it is power. But that is not the point at this very moment. The point is that some of these things needs to be done behind the scene. It shouldn't come out. Because when you do that, see, all that their father have done, they are letting the public understand that it is zero ground. Because this is a man who has been celebrated in diverse ways. So at this moment when he needs to be resting and be, considering whether he's going to heaven or he's going to where, the kids are fighting over his properties.
And to think that he's not even been buried yet.
He's not been buried yet. But largely, like I said, I think that the pendulum comes back to the elders of the family. Because it looks like, sorry to say, there is no akpasa in their home. Because a family of that stage, I want to believe that they are very astute people who can, handle this matter. Until this matter broke out, we are now hearing some family members or some lawyers telling us that, oh, this is a family matter, we'll handle it. But what stopped the family from handling this thing from the onset? So for me, it is neither here nor there. Again, I have an issue with the bail condition that was granted the suspects yesterday.
Really?
Yes, I have a very serious concern about that.
Why?
In the sense that, see, we should not treat this matter as a trivial case. Give or take, this could be an assassinated situation or an assassination, a case of assassination. And if you look at the gravity of the matter, comparing it to when some colleagues of mine within my fraternity, the MPP group, took to social media, said all manner of things, which I'm not condoning anything over here. The amount of bail condition that was, given to these guys. One young lady, Amina, was given a 1 million bail condition until they have to go to seek for review. And you are given the 500 cedis. If I listened to your channel yesterday, 500,000.
Yes.
I'm told that it's not each. I don't know how to.
It comes to 4.5 million cedis.
Then I think that there are some people twisting the fact as far as the media houses are concerned. Because I listened yesterday, and what I got from what they presented is that it is, 500,000 for the 9 people. And if it is 500,000, I think that it is not the best. Again, even if it is each, I think that these people should still remain in custody for a proper investigation to take place. Because if you look at the magnitude of the case and the number of bullets that were released, as it stands now, we don't even know the nitty-gritty of what really the issue is, apart from the speculation we are all having, that it is because of property and the rest. We don't know who did what and what triggered what. We've seen snippets of videos and the rest. So for me, allowing these people to go back, because the gentleman and his bodyguards that have been released, they are going back to the same, crime scene. When they go there, anything can be tampered with. So for me, I think that we could have had a bit of time to still undertake some investigation before releasing these guys. Again, the bail condition, I think that it is not the best, and we need to sometimes consider the law very well. Of course, the law lies in the bosom of the judge, but I think that from the common sense application, I want to look at it that the MPP people who were actually slapped with those huge amounts of bill, I think that it was not the best of point. So in a nutshell, I want to believe that now that these people have been granted bail, I want to wish Honorable Sarah Adwoa-Safo a speedy recovery. That's my first point of call. And also to appeal to the leadership of the family and to their lawyer. He should manage the way he talks in the media, because it is going to aggravate the situation if he continues on that tangent. I want to appeal to them. The elders of the family should sit him down, sit the two sides down, and see to it that this matter does not escalate. More importantly, when we have just next month the funeral, activities of their late dad and all of that. So to me, beyond that, the best thing we seek to hear from them is peace, because Ghana is a peaceful country.
Right. Engineer, we've seen some swift action following the incident. One, the suspension of the license of the Kantanka security. Then, so it brings to the fore the issue of private security and whether they should be armed or not. And then, of course, the revocation of licenses of gun owners for them to re-register. And as you mentioned, there's a number of guns in the system. We're being told by the government that some 2,000 seized and surrendered firearms under the gun amnesty program are to be destroyed on July 9 and all. Do you think that we are on that trajectory to, if like, sanitize the gun regime or gun control in this country?
You know, it's sad that we are where we are, but any honest Ghanaian will tell you that we are reaping what we have sowed over the years. We've talked about indiscipline in this country over the years, but governments and state institutions don't seem to bother. So yesterday I listened to the Minister of Interior when he spoke on an interview with Joy FM in the morning. This was before the official announcement of the ban or the withdrawal of gun licenses. And I asked myself, this was a minister who, when he was appointed, his own bodyguard was shooting in the air. you understand? He's fired into the air. What has happened to that police officer? What has happened to that police officer? Indiscipline. Clearly, because whenever you are a policeman or a military person and you go into an armory and you take ammunition, you must go back and account for it. So what account did he give, and what has that officer been disciplined? This is where we are. So it is worrying that the people in charge of affairs don't seem to see things wrong when it is with them.
Right.
But when it is somewhere else, then they think that, oh, it is wrong. Look, even in this withdrawal of licenses, I think it's again too much of a rash decision. He admitted in the interview that, look, all gun licenses will be due for renewal by the end of the year. So if you're saying that, one, you want to subject the people to psychological evaluation, two, you want to ensure that they actually even know how to use the guns.
Yes.
That is good. Excellent step. But what institutional framework have we put in place as at this moment to ensure that when the people reapply, that is going to happen? Nothing. He admitted on air that the police has 25 regions as opposed to the 16 administrative regions that we have.
They have
the police,
regions.
they have operational regions, and they have 25. I would have expected that in putting out this, he would have said, look, in the next, when guns are due for renewal next time, these are the structures we are going to put in place. Then tax the police force over the next few months to put in place these institutions. Where are the psychologists? Where are the training camps? Where are the people going to be assessed if they know how to use these firearms before we grant them the line? So put the institutional framework in place. But when you come out with a rash decision that we have withdrawn the licenses, the permits. So at this point, what you are saying is that all persons carrying guns are carrying them illegally. What then happens? What then happens? Are you going to say they should hand over their guns? So for me, it's a bit of a rash decision that I thought that they should have spent more time to think through the process and say, look, how do we manage this long term to ensure that there's more sanity restored within the system? Unfortunately, I don't see that happening. So I think that our state institutions, politicians and everybody must take a step back, look at the big issue and say, how do we manage this thing? And not just about granting permit, but what about the unlicensed guns within the system? What are we going to do about them? Then when you come to the private securities, are they supposed to have guns? I don't know that it is right in Ghana at the moment.
I don't think
the law permits it.
No.
So immediately we should be questioning them. And again, when we talk about indiscipline, look at the state of traffic driving in this country. Yesterday, again, coincidentally, the interviewer asked him, what about all the people driving with flashing lights through traffic? He says, oh, it is true, they have to stop them. Where have we stopped them? Then the private police, I've noticed them also doing the same thing. Flashing lights, driving through traffic.
Yeah.
And so the indiscipline that we talk about consistently is increasing. Anybody steps out, immediately you see indiscipline everywhere. Motor riders, everything that you see around us, complete chaos. And I think that as a country, we need to take this thing seriously and say, how do we keep in discipline? How do we restore control within the country? Because it is not just the actions of motor vehicle or gun users. It is also the administrative issues where people need to bribe their way to get every service from even government agencies. So for me, we need to set up as a country because we are reaping the fruits of what we have sown through the years. And unless we set up and begin to address it more systematically, set back rather than these knee-jerk reactions, we are not going to have solutions.
Hamza, you think if you look at the sophisticated weapons that were retrieved, the conversation around destruction of weapons retrieved and those surrendered acts against those seized, and how we've seen people use weapons in this country, are we at a point where we should be having conversations around gun control policy?
I think that has been with us for some time now. It was discussions of that nature that informed the decision behind the establishment of the Ghana Small Arms Commission, intended to control the issue of arms in the hands of citizens of the Republic of Ghana. So clearly, this is a discussion that has been with us. The policy keeps on being worked on, year on. So there is that discussion. But you see, Nana, when my brother was speaking, senior comrade Kusididi, he raised some important issues about gun control and most importantly, government policy towards it. He raised concerns about the timing of the decision of the Minister of Interior to announce the policy. Fair point. He also sought to ask the rationale behind it and the systems in place to ensure that it works. Fair question, legitimate on the part of any citizen of this country. But you see, one problem we also have, especially as citizens and social commentators, is the fact that when we raise questions, and even before answers are provided to our questions, we proceed at the back of the very questions that we raise to draw our own conclusions, and at the back of that, chastise government institutions and government appointees. It is something we also must be extra careful if indeed we are in search of solutions to the numerous problems facing this country. I say so because, you see, I'm not in any way dismissing the concerns he has raised in terms of the minister's announcement.
Right.
But these are critical questions. Possibly the Minister of Interior may have answers to many of these questions. The fact that you have raised them on this platform and answers have not been given yet does not mean that no preliminary works had been done before the announcement came into office. For all you know, what simply sparked the announcement now is because of the incident we are all talking about this morning. But that does not mean that work had not been done. And so that clarity is important. And it is okay if the minister responsible for Interior provides clarity to the concerns raised by Engineer Kusididi, a respectable citizen of the Republic of Ghana.
When this clarity comes with the announcement, then we are all
but you see, announcements of this nature may not be able to answer all the questions that you have in your mind. It is simply further engagements that are likely to bring out all the questions. Because look, you would contemplate questions that people would ask and situate your announcement within that context to answer those questions. But it doesn't mean that other questions may not come up in the course of the discussion of the matter. And so that is what is happening. And I'm just cautioning that, look, that attitude in this country, we need to look at it. We need to be careful. We raise questions legitimate as they are, proceed at the back of those questions even before answers are provided to provide some clarity, to draw conclusions, to run down the state institutions, even when they start speaking. Minds would have been poisoned already. And that is the reason why I'm just cautioning. It's not to say that he's wrong. The concerns is raised, for all you know, genuine. And it will prompt the Minister of Interior to act on it. But the most important thing is that let us be a bit patient. Let us hasten slowly. And know that it will be suicidal for any minister to just engage a press and start throwing out policies without any institutional framework designed to ensure success of such a policy. That would constitute an embarrassment, not just to the minister, but most importantly to the government of the day. And I'm not sure that any minister would want to subject His Excellency President Mahama to such a public ridicule. Again, my brother Senor also raised issues about the conduct of the lawyer, of the Kantanka family's lawyer. But you see, that was the reason why I was resisting the temptation to comment on the internal happenings and also making public my own inclinations as to what actually is happening. But you see, Senor, when it comes to the work of lawyers, the role of the lawyer is not to be, what do you call it, objective in the face of the evidence before him. His role is not objectivity. He's not in pursuit of objectivity. He's in pursuit of a particular outcome for his client.
His client here is
but at this point, his client
I'm coming. So if you see a lawyer speaking that seeks to suggest that he's leaning towards a certain direction, maybe it is because of the legal documents available to him.
Right.
Are you getting it? We are proceeding on the assumption that such a lawyer is not compromised or corrupted. So the fact that you have heard the lawyer speaking in a certain way, maybe in a way that seeks to support a party in the case, does not mean that he's not doing his job. Maybe the lawyer has access to the documentation. He knows the position of the man even before his death. So he would be speaking to the documents available to him. But it does not mean that he's taking sides. It could also mean that such a lawyer has been compromised. But I'm just cautioning that we ought to be careful, especially when we are talking and seeking to evaluate the work of the family lawyer. I also have my own reservations as far as the whole matter is concerned. But I've decided not to comment on it because it's not my family matter. Do you fear him? The part of it that affects Ghana, that's what I spoke at. That is the arms. Now, whatever they do to themselves, provided it is within the laws of Ghana, I have no problem with
Very well, very well. Let me take a quick break here. We'll come back and continue with the conversations. But of course, you are invited to send us your thoughts, your comments, and contributions. This is Breakfast Daily on Channel One TV. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Numerous cases of people falling asleep have been reported across the African continent. No one can explain this phenomenon.
With 24/7 FIFA World Cup coverage, sleep can wait. Everything can wait.
Catch all 104 matches from as little as 98 Ghana cedis only on GoTV.
Verna is clean, fresh and safe.
I'm holding my Verna bottle. No plastic seal, no worries. Open and hear the sound like click.
That sound means it's fresh, no trick. No plastic seal, but it's still pure. Cool and clean, you can be sure. Verna leads the brighter way.
What takes my doubt away?
If it clicks, it's Verna. If it clicks, it's clean. Sip it, feel the difference.
Verna water, pure and green.
Click, open, sip. Click, open, sip.
Chalet Verna.
No stress, just sip.
Chalet Verna, no stress, just sip.
This advert is FDA approved.
In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, a who be here, Sametra Sapapadia to a mammy mouthful. Kel Charcoal's natural ingredients, and a bomb is so buying, a man is swing, and a sansu mama hoto so a will beg you.
Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Choose Kel Charcoal Toothpaste for anti-cavity,
whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Upper East Rising, Pearl Framework 2026 to 2035. Prosperity through enterprise, agriculture, resilience, and livelihoods. The future begins now. For generations, the Upper East region has been rich in culture, agriculture, enterprise, and human potential. Today, a new chapter begins. Join industry leaders, policymakers, development partners, investors, and innovators as we unveil a bold 10-year development framework designed to unlock billions in investment opportunities, create sustainable jobs, transform agriculture, strengthen local industries, and improve livelihoods across all 15 districts of the Upper East region. The date is June 29 to July 1, 2026. The venue is Desert Pastures Auditorium in Bolgatanga. The time, 9 a.m. prompt. Pearl, building prosperity from our strength. Pearl, building the Upper East we deserve. This forum is under the auspices of the Upper East Regional Coordinating Council, members of Parliament from the Upper East region, and the Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana. Media partners, City FM and Channel 1 TV.
Welcome back. This is Breakfast Daily. We're having a conversation on the shooting incident regarding former MP4 Dom Kwabenya, Sarah Adwoa-Safo, and all events that have unfolded after the suspension of the license of the Kantanka Security, the revocation of licenses for or if you like firearm licenses in the country. Hamza Suyini will finish his submission on that, and then we can take some more commentary on it. Hamza.
Is it, Nana? I was also just about addressing another concern my brother Senor raised in relation to the bail conditions granted the accused persons in the Sarah Adwoa-Safo matter. In all honesty, I was also a bit disappointed when I heard that the bail conditions were quite favorable, because 500,000 per accused person. When I heard it, I was like, wait a minute, what is happening? But then again, my professionalism came to play right away, beyond the sensationalism and emotional attachment. Maybe I was given to the case because of the personalities involved, in the sense that, look, the police have not communicated openly that these guys were the final suspects as far as the matter is concerned. They were picked up in the heat of the moment, and so investigations are still ongoing. So probably that informed the decision of the judge, rather, to grant the conditions that he granted the bail on. And we must be mindful of that, especially in seeking to understand why the conditions appeared quite favorable to the accused persons in this regard. It is simply because investigations are still ongoing. And maybe at the end of the investigations, those who were even arraigned before the court are likely not to be part of the charge sheet. And so that ought to be taken into consideration in trying to understand why they were given those terms. And again, it is also important to know that, unlike we had in the past, now the law on bail has changed. All offenses in Ghana are now bailable. In the past, murder or allegations of same used not to be bailable. But now, all offenses are bailable. And so that also ought to be taken into account in trying to understand what happened. But you see, I have a very simple caution to the likes of Senor and the NPP. And I have made that caution even behind the scenes to some few friends of mine. The NPP must resist the temptation to make this a political football. They must. They must treat it as a family feud, regardless of the affection they have for Sarah Adwoa-Safo. Regardless of the affection. They must treat it as a family feud and seek to help resolve it if there's anything they want to do to help the process. But I've listened to a number of them, and I'm a bit worried, both on social media and even on this platform. So I can understand why my brother Senor was trying to single out the lawyer in terms of his public utterances. But this must not be treated by the MPP as a political matter. They should treat it as a family affair. Let us interrogate the issues and concentrate on the parts that affect our nation directly. The proliferation of arms in the hands of those who are not supposed to keep it. And let the laws deal with the family conflict between Adwoa Safo and the siblings. That is our preoccupation. Look, there's the tendency for us to all say that Adwoa Safo is right. Because if you look at the family, she's the only person we know in terms of popularity. Whichever way you look at it, she has served this country to the best of her ability, first as a former member of parliament and secondly as a former minister of state. So naturally, our sympathies are likely to lie on her side because of that service, and to a very large extent because of the publicity she has earned serving her constituents and that of the Republic of Ghana.
Right.
But we must be careful not to allow that to inform our decision as to where to stand in terms of that conflict. None of us are members of that family. We have no business or whatsoever in taking sides as far as that feud is concerned. The only institution mandated in Ghana to take a side on this matter is the law.
The law.
And the law is being brought to work. Let us allow the law to work. Let us not try to jump the gun and define who is right and wrong based on our purported support for any of the factions. For me, the most important thing is let us get our laws to work. If the gentleman actually instructed the shooting of Sarah Adwoa Safo, no justification. He ought to face the full rigors of the law. If it is not so and any other person was behind it, that person too ought to be dealt with decisively. I have listened to many people say that, but what was she doing there and blah, blah, blah stuff to the effect that there is no evidence that she fired, even if she was not welcome there. If you are in charge of a premises and someone comes there uninvited, you have no reason to start firing at the person simply because the person has come there and is refusing to follow your laid down rules or regulations. There's a process in this country you need to follow. And to the extent that they failed to follow that process, I think that someone has questions to answer. And the law is decisively dealing with that.
Right. So,
yeah. So whilst I go on the revocation of the licenses issue, let me say that I don't think that I'm taking side in any of the. I'm taking side with any of the parties involved. No, not at all. In this case, it's a family matter, just as I've stated.
Not said you have. I'm just questioning.
No, I get where you're going, so I need to also be guided. So for me, it is something that is a public knowledge as to what transpired on Sunday, and it's also proper that we look at it from one lens or the other point of view in order to also bring out your submission as to what you think that ought to be done. And in any learning community, when you know very well that, this ought to be done this way, but it is not done that way, you have to point it out. Or where you are suspecting some foul play. And I think that is why I try to, pontificate my direction as to in terms of the lawyer. This is not to say that I'm siding with Honorable Adwoa Safo, I'm siding with the gentleman or whatever. No. But what we are looking for is to see to it that at the end of the day, there is peace. But if there is peace, if we are all calling for peace, then it means that there must be a coordinated effort to see to it that there is no biasness in terms of what is being put out in the media.
So because the lawyer should compromise the law because of peace. Is that what you're saying? The lawyer should compromise his understanding of the law because of the pursuit of peace.
I don't think that my brother is getting the argument. I am not pontificating that the lawyer should be compromised. The lawyer, in narrating his point of view, he must stand as a neutral person. But like I said,
that is from but the lawyer will speak to.
You see, the lawyer is not a lawyer for any of.
He's a lawyer for the family.
He's a lawyer for the family and for the church.
Right.
Yes. So in speaking, it must be seen as speaking for the family, as the family lawyer.
Right.
But there must not be any meaning deduced from what he's saying.
So what's the essence of speaking?
That is
if no meaning ought to be deduced from his speaking, just under a minute. If no meaning ought to be not to be deduced from what the lawyer says, why must he speak?
But you are even a lawyer.
Yes.
You know at one point in time when you are even in court and the proceedings are going through, you can read in between the line who is actually going to win. True or false?
Sometimes it's difficult.
Sometimes it is. Now, from I've listened to the man's public commentaries since Sunday till yesterday evening, and I feel that he needs to tone down a bit in terms of.
You see, my problem with you opposition, Senor, is that
this is not
you are inviting. No. You are inviting the lawyer to the realm of politics. And what makes political sense? His job is to interpret the law.
Yes.
So his job is to read the law, understand it, and explain it to the family as a family lawyer. In explaining just under a minute. In explaining it to the family, someone's view about the law ordinarily would be wrong, and another person's view would be right. So the person's view about the law, if it is wrong, and does not agree with what the lawyer is saying, you are likely to be forgiven to conclude that the lawyer is taking sides. Right. But he's just reading the law.
But in this case, we are not talking about law.
No,
I am not talking about law. I am talking about what transpired on that day. We are not talking about the will or what the father said he should come and tell the public. That is not what we are talking about.
Or the
we are talking about the
father.
He narrating the incident that transpired on that day.
Very well.
That is what
I think his narration of the incident.
Exactly. In communication, you need to be tactful as to what you put out.
So what did he say that you don't agree with?
If you are not tactful and you allow the public to read meaning into what you are saying, it is not law.
Very well.
It is not law.
Let's speak to the issue of the revocation of the licenses.
So I want Hamza to know this is not politics. Far from that.
Law.
It is not politics.
The objective of every lawyer is for the public to be able to read meaning into what he's saying, meaning that will favor him.
And it is also
incumbent. He needs them on his side.
He needs them.
We want to cut this. I will not finish today. Now let's come to the issue of the revocation of the licenses.
Yeah.
I must say that I side with engineer on the part of it that I think that's a knee-jerk reaction. Yes, it's a knee-jerk reaction in terms of the release that was issued by the Minister of Interior yesterday. Because I asked myself that, does that mean that, so all this while, if this incident has not happened, we wouldn't have known that there are influx of, these things in the system in terms of
the weapons.
The weapons.
Oh, but we know. That's why we have the gun amnesty program.
Yes, but upon all that,
these are licensed weapons that he's speaking to. So license holders should renew their licenses.
But again, he has also indicated that they have up to the close of the year for a renewal. So what is the call for this renewal again within withdrawal, and then you have to re-register within a minimum of 3 months? What is the call for that? Something definitely is behind it, and it's as a result of what transpired on Sunday. First of all, I'm for the re-evaluation of this whole process, because if you look at a lot of our galamsey zones, the influx of these arms are too much. We should be grateful to God that in the shooting that happened, no life was lost. Because if I look at the number of people who were present at that event, anything could have happened.
True.
But the question also is that, does the law warrant a private security to hold arms? And you and I know what the answer is. So why are they in possession of those arms? And look at the number of arms the police actually intercepted from their end. So it tells you that, one, maybe our small arms, commission or whatever is not doing their best in terms of their monitoring. Because yesterday I listened to Mr. Adam Bona, and I feel that they are trying, but they are not doing their best.
They need more resources.
Then he said they've been given resources. So if you've been given resources, then you need to push harder. So for me, it is neither here nor there in terms of, this knee-jerk press release that we are giving. However, I am in for it. But the minister could have waited, since we have up to the close of year for, renewal, he could have waited for that year, but probably give a caution to those with the lances, guns. I think that would have helped. Again, the issue of the gun control policy, I think that we need to look at it very well. Because the issue of we can all hold a gun, and though if you want to hold a gun to protect yourself, you can go and license. It is giving people some sort of indisciplined behavior in this country. And a key example of that is the minister's own bodyguard. Just as he said, till date, have you heard anything about what happened, the incident that happened in the minister's residence in Botima, where he was shooting unnecessarily because your boss has been appointed? What was that shooting for? And the Ghana police, as of today, have not been able to issue any statement to that effect. Perhaps their boss is the Ogboro. So there is no way they are going to comment on that issue. So the indiscipline is starting from the minister's own backyard. So you see, so he has to start from his own backyard, punish the young man who was shooting all in the name of jubilation because he's been appointed. From that end, I believe that people will come in terms with whatever release he has issued by way of saying that they are revoking all licenses. People need to go through re-registration. The last thing I also want to talk about, I think that the 3 months is not enough. I think that they should give them a grace period to even the end of the year.
Right.
To the end of the year, I think that why you did that? To the end of the year, I think that will really help in terms of controlling the gun policy and then revocation issues, so that at the end of the day, people will have their mental fortitude to be able to do everything.
Fair enough.
You see, first of all, I politely cautioned against the decision or the conclusion that the minister's directive was in a rush. And I did so thinking that my brother would have taken a cue from that earlier submission and not to veer into areas that would not augur well for all of us. And when I say so, it is simply rooted in the NPP's culture of not reading. And I'll explain to you why. Somewhere in November 2025, the same minister responsible for Interior, the Honorable Muntaka Mubarak, announced a Ghana amnesty program, if you remember. And as part of the program, they had announced a willful, or if you like, what's the word? What's the name?
Surrendering?
Yes, voluntary surrendering of firearms in the hands of the Ghanaian public as the first phase of the Ghana amnesty program. On Tuesday, that was yesterday, in fact, 2 days earlier, the ministry had given an indication that indeed that program had ended, and the minister would address the press on Tuesday to give subsequent direction in line with that particular program. So the fact that the Adwoa Safo matter came at a time that the minister announced these new directives does not mean that it was informed by what happened over the weekend.
Right.
Nana, this is very important, because you see, even at the time it was announced in 2025, the ministry had indicated that the first stage was voluntary surrender, and the second phase would be that of stricter measures. And they announced on Tuesday also that they have been able to retrieve in excess of about 4,000 arms in the hands of Ghanaian people.
4,038 arms
voluntarily surrendered. And so the next phase, like they announced in 2025, is now where? To move to stricter enforcement. And as part of that stricter enforcement policy, that informed the decision of the Ministry of Interior to announce yesterday that, look, they were revoking all licenses. So don't treat this as though it is simply a policy direction influenced by what happened over the weekends to Sarah Adwoa Safo. This is a ministry that is dedicated to its own laid down policy implementation trajectory as far as small arms is concerned. So get it straight.
Thank you. Let me take a few messages.
Just a minute.
In a few seconds.
Yes.
In a few seconds.
You see, if what he's saying is anything to go by, these two incidents is coming as a coincidence.
Really?
In any ordinary situation or environment, everybody will say that it is coming as a result of what is happening. So I agree that what you are saying is even true. But what also happened is leading to that. So it's a coincidence. So at any point in time, one could say that it's a knee-jerk reaction. So you have to look at it from that point.
No. I've just demonstrated to you that is
and
a faulty conclusion.
Oh, I have Let's move on.
We are not
Alhaji Hamza from Pick Farm says, good morning, my brother. I am particularly worried and sad about the comments being made by the family lawyer. In my humble opinion, he's trying hard to be comical with the truth. Looking at him, he has already taken sides in this matter. It is clear honorable.
See why I was questioning you. They are saying you have taken sides.
And she was lucky that she was not sitting at the back seat but decided to drive herself. The weapons that was also used in the shooting is cause for worry, and I expect the Small Arms Commission to come in here. We wish her speedy recovery. Good morning, Channel 1. We thank God Adwoa Savo survived this incident. Looking at the bullet marks on her car, the one that hit the fender of the car was fired to burst the tire to destabilize the car, and that one on the side glass also blew. I mean, this is just conjecturing. There's a lot of conjecturing over here. But we'll leave it at that. Engineer, utility tariffs, proposed hikes. 3.49% on electricity, 0.85% on water from July 1.
Yes. So, since the setting up of PURC, you would observe that most of their public comments will usually be tariffs have been increased or they have been decreased or stayed at what they are. But they actually do produce documents and other directives behind these tariffs, which suggests that the ECG or the Ghana Water Company must do certain things or must meet certain performance criteria. And if you go to the Energy Commission reports and other things, you see that there are quite a number of things that the ECG needs to do or the energy sector needs to do to improve efficiency. But these things nobody holds them to account anymore. So the PURC announces that if you don't do this, in the next review we will not grant you this. But nothing happens. And that is where my concern largely is with this announcement. For instance, ECG runs at distribution losses of almost 30%, which means that the amount of energy that you generate, you are losing 30% of it. Part of it technical and part of it through financial losses, which are more of people stealing.
The illegal connections.
And consistently, for instance, the PURC has set a target that you must drop that loss to about 21.4%. ECG hasn't done anything about it. And yet, we are giving them increments. And I hear the excuse clearly, the rationale behind it being that, the difference in exchange loss and exchange issues, that fine. But what are we doing about the commercial losses? What are we doing about the technical losses? Because if you compare the losses that ECG and NEDCO, I mean, unfortunately, when we listen to all this, all we hear is ECG. But NEDCO is also part of it. Because NEDCO distributes power to about 64% of the country. Now, all these are running losses of excess of 30%. What is happening to all that? Nothing. So over the years, consistently we say tariffs have been increased, but nothing is done to reduce the losses. That is my worry. Look, globally, the benchmark for losses is around 6 to 8%. Around Africa, quite a number of countries are close to that. ESCOM does about, which is the South Africa, does about 10%. Kenya does about 21%, which is also fairly high. But Uganda also does about 17%. So we need to look at these issues and manage them better. But I think I've looked at ECG's own reports, where it says that here in Ghana, their 2024 report, the losses in Tema are about 8.6%. Why is Tema 8.6%? Central region is about 40%. So you see that places that are well designed, spaces that are well planned and developed have lower losses. But when we have uncontrolled development, largely we have more losses in those areas. So again, it points to the fact that we are not planning and developing our spaces right. So Tema, which was planned and developed properly, you have lower losses, but places that we don't do, we have this higher loss. So for me, these are things that we need to look at very closely. Lastly, let me just mention, if you look at ECG's own survey, customer satisfaction survey, the biggest problem customers have with ECG has to do with frequent power cuts. 30% of their customer satisfaction was about power cuts. Then you had another one which had to do with low voltage problems, 21.9%. Then you have disputed bills, 16.4%, and then delay in reconnection about 7%. So clearly ECG is not doing things right. And I think that the PURC must go beyond simply increasing tariffs to challenging some of these issues closely so that we can get better performance from ECG.
Hamza, the minority thinks recent improvements in the utility sector warrant a decrease and not an increase in tariffs.
I think that first of all, we understand that the implications of this on families would be quite burdensome, especially as a government that understands the frustrations of the ordinary Ghanaian out there. But we also know as a matter of fact that what is of importance now is the issue of sustainability and saving the energy sector from eventual collapse. And so what that means is that government from time to time would have to take some painful decisions intended to safeguard the sector and also ensure reliability of power to the Ghanaian consumer out there. And I think that that is what is happening in relation to this recent increment. And I'm excited that for the first time the minority agrees that even it is not just the economy that is recovering, but even if you look at improvements in the energy sector, ECG appears to be doing well. We all remember last year that ECG itself announced improvements in terms of the management of its losses and their ability then to be able to increase their revenues as a result of measures that they started rolling out to cut down losses. And so if the minority in parliament, I remember then that the minority had serious disagreements with us. And so if today the minority in parliament also agrees that indeed there appears to be some improvement as far as electricity is concerned, then we all must also agree that in order to ensure sustainability of such improvement so that we don't go back to the incident of 2024 in particular, then there's the need for people to up their game in terms of the tariffs that we pay in that sector. And I think that is what government is doing. Government is concerned about sustainability and also looking at other avenues to ensure that the burden that it comes with, we are able to meet the Ghanaian halfway. And that is the preoccupation of this government. The responsible thing the minority ought to do is to understand the burden of sustainability on our shoulders.
Let me give you a minute on this time.
So for me, I think that this is not an issue of, I don't think the government is considering the issue of the burden or the density of it on Ghanaians. Because if you look at the mass that is being done, because they have largely told us that it's about issues of exchange rates. It's about issues.
About 3-4 months ago, was there a reduction?
1 minute.
No,
I have just
was there a reduction?
Yes.
Was there a reduction?
Yeah,
I'm
there was a
asking
marginal,
I have just 1 minute.
There was a marginal reduction.
I
I just need that to be sure.
Now, we are being made that to believe that it is the issue of dollar rate, the issue of inflation rate, and then we are also being told that the issue of price of natural gas, and then the generation mix. But when you look at all of these things, look at the second quarter in terms of the reduction compared to now, and then compare the dollar rate to now. It tells you clearly that there is some sort of ways and means being played at the PRC over there. Because whatever that is being put out, it is not reflecting in the ordinary Ghanaian's pocket. Because we have heard the president told us boldly that it's going to give us cheaper and more reliable electricity. But today, electricity is not cheap. And in the coming days, there is a research I'm working on. I'll be spilling that out in the coming days as far as PRC is concerned. So for me, I think that if you look at the PRC boss in opposition, he stated categorically that when there was Ishmael Aka, who was the PRC boss, he said that this increment is highly insensitive and irresponsible. So what it means is that the continuous increment here and there, it is insensitive and irresponsible on the
Thank
part
you,
of this
Senor.
government as far as the living condition.
Thank you, Senor. Thank you, Hamza. Thank you, Engineer. This has been the news review segment.
Are you aware there is a flood in the voter region?
There are floods almost everywhere in the country. Thank you, Hamza. Thank you, Senor. Thank you, Engineer. This has been the news review segment on Breakfast Daily. Next, Razak Abdul Wahab and Chris Carter will take over.
Junior Bento is a young man who runs his father's company. Very successful. Just so you know.
Yes.
Just yes.
Yes, as a question. The young man runs his father's company. So
must everything be spelled out to you? Or Pebia, opportunity comes but once.
Mr. Benzo Jr., with my lovely family. My wife, Mrs. Blanson, my children, Opavia and Kobe.
We're very pleased to meet you, Mr. Benzo. You're very welcome.
The pleasure is all mine. Thank you very much.
Please have a seat.
Sir, can I help you with the suitcase? Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I think I'll hold on to it and review the benefiting content later during our meeting.
I can't wait to see the benefiting content of that briefcase.
It has all the fishes you can ever think of.
Oh, I can't wait to swim with all the fish in there to the deepest side of the ocean where there is abundance.
The Blankzins airs every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. and is sponsored by Out Insecticide, Nasco Electronics, Lizzie Shito, Everpack, and Lily Rice on Channel 1 TV.
The vibe is too much.
June is for business here at City FM and Channel 1 TV. This June, the ideas get bolder and the future of Ghanaian business takes center stage. Welcome to the City Business Festival 2026. For the entire month of June, 97.3 City FM and Channel 1 TV bring together the thinkers, builders, innovators, and dreamers shaping the future of enterprise in Ghana. From powerful business fora that spark meaningful conversations to insightful on-air discussions with industry leaders and change makers, to stories of resilience, innovation, and ambition from Ghanaian entrepreneurs. This is more than a festival. It is a movement of ideas, strategy, and impact. Whether you're starting small, scaling big, or simply dreaming of your next breakthrough, the City Business Festival is your platform to learn, connect, and grow. Join the Honor Series every weekday at 9 a.m. on the City Breakfast Show on 97.3 City FM and at 11 a.m. with a repeat at 6 p.m. on Channel 1 TV. This June, let's challenge businesses. Let's refine ideas. Let's create impact. Call 0205-973-973 for further details. City Business Festival 2026, driving ideas into impact. The City Business Festival 2026 is powered by 97.3 City FM and Channel 1 TV in partnership with Absa Bank, and it's proudly sponsored by Absa Bank, MTN, Zondatech Ghana Limited, and Petra Trust.
Get ready this July to step into a world where culture meets commerce, ideas turn into opportunities, and Made in Ghana takes the spotlight like never before. Welcome to the Northern Business Fair 2026. For 2 powerful days, the Jubilee Park will transform into a buzzing hub of creativity, innovation, and enterprise from the Savannah, Northern, Northeast, Upper East, and Upper West regions. From beautifully crafted products, innovative packaging, fast-growing local brands, and indigenous corporate bodies, every stand will tell a story of passion, resilience, and growth. This is not just a fair, it's a full experience. It's a place to discover, a place to connect, a place to grow. This is your chance to engage with Ghana's most exciting SMEs, startups, and homegrown brands all in one vibrant space. Dates Saturday 25th and Sunday 26th July 2026. Venue Jubilee Park, Tamale. Time 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily. Are you ready to showcase your business to the nation and beyond? Call 0205-973-973 now and secure your spot. Don't sit on the sidelines. Be part of the energy. Be part of the story. The Northern Business Fair 2026 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from City FM, and it's proudly sponsored by EcoBank, the National Petroleum Authority, and the Ghana Export Promotion Authority.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's a beautiful Wednesday, and we are continuing with Breakfast Daily right here on Channel 1 TV. As you already know, Nana Tufo-Boateng started the show with his panelists as they went through some topics that are shaping the nation politically. Anyway, my name is Chris Carter, and I'm excited to be here with you this morning.
And I am Wahab Abdulrazak. Yes, it's been a few hours after the Black Stars put out a stellar performance there, giving the Three Lions of England a tough competition. So yes, we are excited as always. It's a pleasure coming your way. Stay tuned, do not go anywhere because we've got a packed lineup to make your morning.
All right, so remember that the show is very interactive, so feel free to send in your messages at any time. Send it via the WhatsApp number on your screen. If you're watching us on YouTube, you have the comment section right there. Just use it and we will get to read it. If you are watching and also, scrolling to Twitter or Facebook, X too, all you need to do is just when you send in those comments, just hashtag Breakfast Daily and we will get to read it on the show. Now let's get straight into some reminders of it. But before we get into that, how was the match yesterday?
Chris, I don't know for you, but for me, it feels like Black Stars won the World Cup yesterday night. It was all excitement, the euphoria in the town. Like I struggled to sleep because I was going through social media, at pages on social media, City, on X, Facebook. In the comment section, I think that's why I slept yesterday night.
Wow.
Because the comments, the excitement on the faces of people, the comments alone was a lot of, talking. The statement, it tells how happy we were, because yesterday, when you went through it, I'm sure you saw how everyone was clad in Black Stars colors, the jerseys. Yeah, so the support really did work, and I actually expected what happened with the draw.
Yeah,
it's just unfortunate that it was a goalless draw, but with the performance they put out, the England team came very prepared. Three Lions came prepared. And Black Stars, we also went in with a different strategy, unlike the one with Panama.
Yeah.
We went in to win that match, but this particular one, it was defensive game, and we gave it just
anyway,
like
it was a very exciting match, which we are going to be discussing later in the trends. But now let's get into some of the reminders that we have for you. Remember that the City Business Festival is still on. This is the Absa City Business Festival, which is a month-long business festival right here on Channel 1 TV and City 97.3 FM. And the exciting thing is about this festival is we get to learn a lot from the business world and also different industries, because we bring in expert analysts to break it down for us. Anything that we need to understand from different industries to break everything down for us and help us, scale up our business from one level to the next. And part of the City Business Festival, you already know about the On-Air series. So the On-Air series that we are going to be watching today and listening to today on City 97.3 FM at 9 o'clock, which is already started, is the topic on e-commerce. social commerce and digital marketing for Ghanaian brands. E-commerce, social commerce, and digital marketing for Ghanaian brands. And Benedict Bentil, who's a senior manager at MTN Business, is going to be taking us through that. And if you can't listen to it on radio because it has already started, like I stated, you can actually watch it on TV at 11 a.m. right here on Channel 1 TV right after the show. And moving on to, we also have the roundtable discussion, which is also part of the City Business Festival, and this one is going to be happening on the 25th of Thursday, which is also today. Is a theme on driving Ghana forward, the state of the automotive assembly industry and its contribution to the economic. Sorry, the Thursday is tomorrow. Actually, I'm moving too fast. So. Like I said, it's a roundtable discussion on driving Ghana forward, the state of the automotive assembly industry and its contribution to the economy. And as you already know, there are so many automotive companies coming up every day in the country, and there are also assembly plants in Ghana. So this will be a very good discussion to have. So we have Salem Kalmoni, who is the CEO of Japan Motors, Eugene T. Sangmote, who is a Ghana Jet team lead, and Jeffrey Opong Pepe, CEO of Volkswagen Ghana, and Prof. Ebo Turkson, Economics Department of the Economics, Department of Econs in the University of Ghana. So you definitely do not want to miss it. It's going to be an interesting one. I want to say a very big thank you to our sponsors, MTN, APSA, Zonda, and Petra. Like I said, the City Business Festival is running all month long, so you don't want to miss any one of this.
And right after the City Business Festival, we bring in you the Northern Business Fair. It is an exhibition that, is going to bring all the 5 northern regions together at Tamale at the Tamale Jubilee Park. So we're going to bring all of them from craft to manufacturing to share products, everything. You will have it there. And business people will be there, investors will be there, so don't miss out. You can reach us on 020-597-3973, 020-597-3979 for more information and also registration. We want to say...
Yeah, so let's take the number again, 0205-973-973, 0205-973-973 for registration. So if you have a business and you want to, show the northern region what you actually have, please call the number and register. So it's happening where again?
At Tamale, the Tamale Jubilee Park, from 9 a.m. to 6 a.m. from 25th July to 26th July. So it is a 2-day exhibition that we are doing. So all the 5 northern regions, the northern region, northeast, upper east, upper west, and the Savannah region as well. So don't miss it. Call the number and get registered.
All right, so let's get into the trends now. If you're wondering what the trends is about, before we get into the trends, actually, the trends are also around football.
Yes,
but before we get into that, I know, right? There's so much conversation on that. But before we go into that, because there's so much conversation around that, we have brought up something very exciting for you. We have Dede Davies, who is actually in town right now to experience what the morning after the match feels like. So Dede, if you can hear us, please take us along of what is going on outside right now, especially when it comes to the day after the big match, which is the Black Stars versus the 3 Lions of England. Hi Dede.
Yeah, good morning, Chris.
Good morning.
Good morning, Chris.
Good morning.
And good morning to you, Wahab.
Good morning, Dede.
How are you doing? How's the studio?
We
Fine,
are excited,
thank you.
Very happy. Celebrating the Black Stars, competition they gave England yesterday.
All right, so what's happening in town?
So Chris and Wahab, right, it's the morning after Ghana Black Stars stunned the 3 Lions of England in a very beautiful, beautiful performance. They gave us a memorable night, and today we're on the streets to find out from Ghanaians what the reactions are, what they make of the game. Mind you, most people are deeming the game with England as a defensive masterclass. And of course, if you have a coach like Carlos Queiroz giving you a defense, then you should know that, of course, you would have a very defensive masterclass. And so we're on the streets. I'm live from La Paz, and we'll be going to our Ghanaians on the streets, find out from them how the game was, were their expectations met, and whatnot. Come with me. All right, so I'm with a gentleman here, and we're coming to speak to him and get some reactions from him as far as the game with England yesterday is concerned. Good morning.
Morning.
How are you?
I'm doing good.
What's your name?
Ernest.
Say again?
Ernest.
Ernest, did you watch the match yesterday? What's your general assessment of the game?
They play well. They do their good. They do their best. Yeah. They do their best.
Could they have done better?
Yeah. Yes.
So what could they have done?
They improve, and I want them to go ahead, move on. Yeah, continue doing their good ones.
They should continue to the group stage. Now, who was your man of the match?
Me, Benjamin Asare.
Why?
Oh, you do well. You saved more things. Yeah.
Okay. Now the starting 11. We saw Jordan Ayew in there. We saw Iñaki Williams in there. Caleb Irenchi was also in there. Do you think it was a perfect start for Ghana?
Yes. But I want Jordan to maybe get on the bench and start a different player. I don't like the way Jordan plays football.
So which player would you choose?
Thomas Asante.
Okay. Yeah. All right, thank you. Hi, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Your name?
I'm Paul.
Did you watch the game yesterday? Okay, so what do you make of the game?
Oh, it was a nice experience. Like, it's been a while. I don't really watch Ghana match, but yesterday I really enjoyed it. It was very good. The love is back.
Love is back. What was the highlight of the game for you?
Oh, nothing like different. What I was expecting Ghana to win actually, but we couldn't win. But the draw was okay.
So what was your prediction before the game?
Oh, it was 1-0.
1-0
in favor of Ghana. Yes, that was my prediction before the game.
And do you think that Jordan Ayew, Iñaki Williams, Antoine Semenyo gave us a good game yesterday?
Yesterday, I wasn't expecting Jordan to start, but when the lineup came, he was in. It's like I wasn't feeling good, but actually he did well. He did well. But it's just I prefer maybe he comes back from the bench, not really starting the first 11. Someone else will start, then he come back and try his luck too.
Now a lot of Ghanaians are saying there was a penalty in there and we didn't get it. The referee didn't give us that penalty. Do you think it's justified?
Yeah, and one thing we should put at the back of our head is we the Africans playing this World Cup. One thing that I said right before we start this World Cup was, if like they don't cheat Africans, we will go somewhere. And
so you think we were cheating?
Yeah, they would definitely cheat us. In like officiating, that is where they will use it against us. If not, if we are doing everything fair, definitely Africa will go far.
Now Ghana will be facing Croatia. What's your prediction?
I'm expecting a draw game.
A draw?
Draw game. I'm expecting a draw game.
Wow.
Draw will see us through.
And given the performance, your confidence would...
Definitely Ghana, what the coach has done so far, he has done really well. He has done really well. Like, he deserves an applaud. The coach has done really well. Notwithstanding the players, like, they are underrated. We don't have like any high profile player there in our team. But look at what they did yesterday. Perfect, absolutely perfect. They did well.
Thank you. All right, so there you have it. Some comments from our Ghanaian supporters. We are on the street. We are live from La Paz, and I'm still taking reactions from our Ghanaian supporters. Good morning. How are you? No. Okay. He doesn't want to talk to me. But hi, good morning. How are you?
It's all fine.
Did you watch the game last night? Come with me. Did you watch the game last night?
Yes, please.
Okay, so what do you make of the entire game?
I think Ghana did well yesterday, and the defense was actually tight. Yeah.
The defense was tight. Is there anything you think we can do to enhance our game moving forward?
I think there is one player they should.
Which player is that?
Jordan Ayew.
Why do you say that?
I don't think he should be starting the game. Yeah.
Why?
He should be a substitute because he doesn't put much effort. Yeah.
Who was your man of the match for yesterday?
It was Semenyo.
Semenyo. Why?
Because like he does well. He forced the game. Yeah. He actually forces the game.
Okay. So Ghana has a match with Croatia. What's your prediction?
Ghana will surely win because, yeah, that's it.
Ghana will win by how many goals?
Actually, I think one. Yes, please.
Wow. Okay, what's your name?
Derek.
Derry. Nice talking to you. Hello, how are you? Did you watch yesterday's game? And now share game, no? Oh. Hi, how are you? And now share game, no?
Yeah.
And see, Oshe the way I Ghana see boy and say now who is Sifa.
Oh, yeah, because and yes, you say we are only England draw and I say because England no Croatia crano English on 4-2. So and yeah.
So would you say yeah dear?
Oh yeah.
Now Ghana ni Croatia be ball the next match name. What's your prediction?
Oh, everyone one open now.
One.
Everyone one pen up. Yeah, and no open one open. Yeah.
Na Oshe match ni mo a. Why na osusu say obo ne ho modern e wo enra match ni.
Me dey make say keeper on the ball no modern.
Benjamin Asare.
Yeah, keeper na e be saka ball no betumi ahye. So, to keep on make say on the.
So you say next one yen fan start.
Yeah, dey on one abechi. Is that on number 1 10 there?
On the number 1.
We are there on one.
All right, so what he's saying is yesterday's game was a very difficult one, but Ghana managed to do well, and his man of the match for yesterday was Benjamin Asare. I'm here with another young champ here. Hi, good morning. How are you?
I'm fine.
What's your name?
Isaac.
Isaac. Did you watch yesterday's games?
Yes, I watched.
Were you scared for Ghana at some point?
Yes, of course, but sometimes I'm cool when kaka na me nsuro be more. Na me nsuro be. Fi say me Jimmy keeper ni di. Me Jimmy keeper di pa.
Na o ko bete ya da.
O man bete na but ya share the last time born. Any sabo we a. Me ji Ghana di say afi de Ghana di ekuye nim. Ye be ya adwuma pa. Afi we Ghana be ya adwuma. Na say any sam go funu ko share dia. Me jiri say betima so me 10 kula.
Hey.
Ye be show mo 10.
O be show mo 10.
Ye be show mo 10. Ya show mo 10 kula po ye be say be 3 and 4.
Nice. Enti o share match now. Wa ball keeper no hwan biem na ujidi say obo ne ho modern enra.
Oh, place in beble bo mo the modern there. Na but ni papa na support on the pa keeper no. Keeper ya dey fi say o keeper nya dey be show dudo bia. Keeper nya dey be show dudo bia
But that's very so clearly what he's saying is that he was very impressed with the performance of Benjamin Asare, because if he hadn't been for him, the England players would have scored us many goals. We are still on the streets of La Paz here in Accra. We are getting some reactions from our Ghanaians as far as yesterday's games are concerned. Hello, good morning.
Morning, Odeyo.
Na your friend say?
But your friend John Safo.
John Safo. Okay. And now to me share match no.
Oh, and I'm share pan. Na ba na yam shishe kama.
I am shishe
Na
unji omundi.
Tama me hu nkrofo no de me yam kra hye me. Ama me kra me ko hye atade foforo kra kama atade o.
Atare o share England atare.
Ni share ya atade kan yo de na me heda de atade mienu e bai se de be ya Ghana wini a na ma hye me jersey. Ba me hu omo na se na pressure na ya betoye so. I'm changing, but
But say almost so key pressure ni and now Jindi.
we're not the boss no more yard. Or my yard come on. Me to make us be a no yard, or be a yard, but keep on there. That's like a man award. Keep an eye up boy pan or boy.
See, Yeni Croatia bebo match. What's your prediction?
Massa, police are in a bear 1-1. Me Judas a bear 1-1 pan. Yeah, dear.
But that's very brave.
What about to say? And I said, never them to my home. Station.
Oh, live on TV, Channel 1 TV, Breakfast Daily.
Yo, Madam.
So yes, yeah, that was it. So he is impressed. He was scared at the beginning. He had to change into something else so that when Ghana scores, he would put on the Ghana jersey. But he's impressed about the performance of the Ghana Black Stars. I have with me another Ghanaian. I want to find out from him what his impression about the entire game. Is. Hello, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
By the grace of God.
All right. What's your name?
My name is Dixon.
Dixon.
Yeah.
Were you able to catch the match between Ghana and England?
Yes, please.
So what's your general assessment of it?
About the game, Ghana, we did very well because looking at the impression everybody has about England and alongside the way we were down. But going in the first 15 minutes, we were not able to play well. But alongside the way we are able to go.
Okay. What do you make of our starting 11? Do you think it should continue in our next match, or someone could have been replaced and whatnot?
Yes, actually, the captain have to be replaced. Yes.
What's your reason?
Yeah, because we can see he been on the ball for too long, and this is a World Cup that we are in, and looking at how England were playing, being on the ball for too long, he can't manage the ball. Yes.
Okay, now in the entire match, who was your man of the match?
The man of the match has to be given to the goalkeeper. Yes.
Why?
Because he did very well. Yes. As compared to Hot Panama, the glory goes to the goalkeeper. This one, he was our savior.
Now Ghana has an upcoming match with Croatia. What's your prediction?
It's 2-1.
Whoa!
Yeah, 2-1 against Croatia.
You're confident?
Yes.
So given the performance with Panama and England, would you say that the love for the Black Stars is back?
Very, very, very. The love we give the Black Stars was much, absolutely 100%. And it helped them. It boosts their morale. Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir. Well, there you have it. The Ghanaians are very much impressed with the performance of the Ghana Black Stars in the game between Ghana and England yesterday. Of course, the Black Stars caned Harry and cooked jollof rice with Declan Rice. I'm still on the streets trying to get some reactions from Ghanaians, what they make about the game, what could have been better, the predictions with Croatia is, and so far you can tell that they are very much impressed with our Black Stars. Even though they couldn't score a goal, they are very much satisfied with the performance. And so it's been an amazing run so far. We are happy with the Black Stars, and let me see if I can speak to this gentleman here. Hello, sir. Good morning. How are you? Were you able to catch Ghana and England match yesterday? Why are you laughing?
I don't have anything to say.
You don't have anything to say. You weren't impressed with the performance?
It's okay, sir.
Clearly, he doesn't want to speak. Anyway, I'm still on the streets of La Paz. I'm trying to get some reactions from our Ghanaians. Hello, sir. Good morning. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Were you able to catch the match with England yesterday?
Yes, please.
What's your general assessment of the match?
Oh, the Ghanaian boys, they play very well. They did well. We want them to do that.
You want them to continue?
Yeah, if they do that, we will always support them.
Absolutely. Who was your man of the match?
Man of the match, I'll go for. I'm coming.
He's checking for his man of the match. So many Ghanaians are saying
Senanya.
Senanya. Why?
Oh, he's a good guy. He played very well. He played with confidence. That's all we need for them to fight hard for the badge of the Ghana.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, in the game, we saw that there was a penalty that should have come to Ghana, but the referee didn't accept that. Do you think it's justified?
Oh, it's okay because of that 9 minute of the match. There, it's cool. We didn't take the penalty. It's cool. So we move forward from that.
So, would you say that the love for the Ghana Black Stars is back, given the performance yesterday and even that of Panama?
If they continue like this, yeah, by all means, gradually is coming. The love is coming back. So we want them to continue. If they continue, why not? We support them.
Were you expecting Ghana to win yesterday?
Oh, me myself, I stick bet. I stick for Ghana to win. But the draw, it's okay. 1 point.
So you lost the bet?
Yeah, I lost it. But for the love of my country, I'm okay.
For the love of your country?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Ghana has a match with Croatia. What's your prediction?
Oh, that match. If you get draw, we will qualify. So at least how they play yesterday, they have to, play a little bit harder than that. Then we will qualify.
Were you impressed with our starting 11?
After 11, it was okay.
Do you think someone should have sat for someone to come?
It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay.
But a lot of Ghanaians are saying they are not impressed with Jordan Ayew. They feel he should have been on bench for someone like Thomas Asante to come.
Oh, it's a coach decision. Maybe it's a tactical play. He can hold the ball. Yeah, so maybe it's a tactical play.
All right, what's your name?
My name is Fred.
Fred, thank you very much. So that was Fred. He's impressed. The general impression is even though Ghana couldn't score a goal, Ghanaians are still impressed with the performance. That was a very defensive play and they don't mind. All they wanted was for Ghana to advance to the next level, and it looks like they have until we watch Ghana and Croatia. But currently they have. Whether they lose the match with Croatia or not, we're still advancing. I'm still here with another guy, and he will tell us what his impression of the games are. Hi, good morning. How are you? What's your name?
Adwa Mankwa.
Adwa Mankwa. Can you speak up a little for me? What's your general impression of the game between England?
For the Ghana players for the good professional ball.
You think we did well?
Good.
Is there something we can do to improve in the coming game with Croatia?
For the Ghana for the win. Win or not draw.
Win or draw?
Yes.
So he says for the games with Croatia, win or draw, he's satisfied with it. I'm coming to Ose Ghana, Ose Ghana, Ose Ghana. Good morning, how are you? Miss Sumehoye. Your friend Ose?
Your friend Nanama.
Nanama. Hey. Na there are bold dinner cry. Ghana Huntia.
Benjamin Huntia.
Hey. And now to me share match.
Me share ya kasa me try 247 Endra. Endra me tell na me yamu shishimi o. Ye tell na me yamu shishimi because of SM. Shatawale because keep on hearing about them no. Unso ye SM fan. It means me SM fan. Tell me yamu shishimi cry. If you make a chobi say unko no kocha draw. Nipa ne say o onti ase. Debi England for be share. Me say share. Shata dem ni di obua o. Obua SM for life.
Clearly, she's excited with Ghana's performance yesterday. She's impressed with the goalkeeper Benjamin Asare. She thinks he did so well, and she feels because the keeper is an SM fan, that also informed his play in the poll. Na man of the match, aside Benjamin Asare.
Hey, Semeyo, my boyfriend, Semeyo.
He's your boyfriend. He's married though.
I just love him.
He's getting married.
Oh no, that one I don't care. This time, dear, one you serious? It's me channel. And again, I'm serious. I'm imagining friend some because I had mission is baby. Don't worry, go. I'ma cry. I still love you. I love you.
Thank you very much. Na Ghana ni Croatia bebo. Say na osu say ebeshe. Go say na osu say ebeshe.
Omo ji ye go do my ahihya kra ya hye wo mo. Na omo manji ye hye. Omo de omo pack omo for finance. Omo for finance my yo because ye ba. Say ye ni ablo match we no. Ye ni abre ye mpanifo nyina ataye chi. On wa mamuru na ye high. It will be unforgettable bibia. Just say Ghana no say any atisu o just see crash me just na ka say kasama ye and a Ghana for dey ahofo ne bibia so ta echiwe nsa koroshi o say dem for hia no omo ntena baby kra ma yom for mo finance ne ye ba
ahi ne ebeshe
oh enu posi ya hye bi ne ye bodro kra nko baby a ye de ye mpe go ye kire omo se ba na ye ba no ye pese ye me ye boys no so omo pobo omo ye echuma etisi yankopon boy ne se ye hye bi afa ya hye so ye pe ne draw eto afa ne finance Croatia for ye ba
like there you have it, Croatia. Ghana is coming for you, so you better watch out for Ghana. I'm here. Okay, there's another fan here. Let me get his reaction. Good morning.
Morning, Mrs. Star.
How are you?
Fine.
How are you?
Me hoye.
Oh yeah. Okay. And Ram, did you say what me share match no? Starts to finish.
Bibia.
Now, what's your general impression about the match? Would you say Ghana your boy your home?
Your boys in a bonnet dear. Boy na your boys in a bonnet dear. And ye is a cry. Ye is a omo yade, omo ye bibia my. There yani as a kind. People trying.
Before match no, send now who dream say Ghana beshe.
Oh, boy, na me say 1-1. Na me so bia timi ntwim fa njonko so na me say 1-1. Ti Nyankopon ya adom na nya 0-0 dia. Ye hwe ne nsaka no.
Na ye starting 11 no. Ujidi say eno na enke wo say ye dey start ana obi wo bench anke wo say ye dey ni start.
Oh, coach no dia say adwuma wo ye ne dia ye dey start dia 11 no. Ya dey start 11 no. Na esenka ye use we say no. Ye use we say ne dia anke normal. Ke be show mebre. Enti ye pe.
Okay. Ghana ni Croatia bebo. Say na also say goals and hina also say ye be.
Oh, be 2-0. Asia Croatia for ni be 2-0. 2-0. Yeah.
Ujidi.
Paper trying.
Hey.
2-0 pe. 2-0 pe. You say Semenyo be me go back. Na dede Jordan Ayew so am ye go so back. Omienu na e ma ye go so no. Okay. 2-0.
Oh, there you have it. He's very much convinced that in our game with Croatia, Ghana would score 2 goals. He's very much impressed with the performance yesterday against England. And I mean, you've heard from the fans, you've heard from everyone on the streets. They are very much excited, even though Ghana couldn't score a goal. They are impressed with the defensive performance. And so, Wahab and Chris, here you have it in La Paz, Accra. The fans are excited. They are very much optimistic about our match with Croatia in the coming days.
All right, thank you so much, Dede. Thank you so much, Dede. Thank you for that report. And clearly, the fans are ecstatic, and everybody can't wait to see what's going to happen with the Croatian match. But then again, I mean, yesterday's match was a super interesting one, and not just because it was defensive, but especially for the fact that it was against England. It was more like, you know, this match, we do or die. We do or die. We do or die. And we saw that there. The boys gave their all. And,
they came all out.
Yeah. So I guess this conversation just leads us into the trends. So if you're wondering what the trends are about, this is what everybody's talking about on social media. You know, the topics that actually give us that buzz and want to make us contribute to every thread out there, coming from Instagram, coming from Twitter, coming from Facebook, or X, like people like to call it for Twitter, and also Snapchat, TikTok, and all that. We get all these hot topics from there and discuss it here. And the biggest hot topic right now is what happened yesterday
in the game. Very, very nice. So let's check what's happening in the trends. Yeah, so there you have it. So in the trends, Black Stars of Ghana they are in the trends when you go on X, formerly Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, everywhere across all the socials. Black Stars are making it, they are trending. You see, for me, Chris, one thing that stood out for me in the match was the tactical nature of the our coach, Carlos Queiroz. You see, when he was appointed in April 2 months ago, he said he's a winning coach. When he was addressing the president, he said he's a winning coach, and he will, as part of his vision, he will also bring back the love and support for the team, and I think he's achieved that. Don't you think so?
Yeah, I think he's achieved
From
that.
Panama
and
to
you know,
England.
clearly, it's just because also he's not just a winning coach, but has experience with the World Cup. This is not the first time he's actually making an appearance to the World Cup. So he is someone that has experience to the World Cup, and for the fact that you have an experience with that, you also know how dear football can be to people in the country.
Exactly.
So at least if you know that, okay, even if we're not going to win the World Cup, let me bring back the love that the people have for their team,
and
he's doing that very well.
Beautifully.
So and even I think he also has a great sense of humor. Apart from having the whole tactical plans and tactical whatever for the boys to play, he also has a great sense of humor.
That's how it's supposed to be as a leader.
Yeah, after the whole match yesterday, they asked him about the issue of of the penalty, and he made a very funny comment. He said, well, they asked him about VAR, and the penalty. He was like, it seems like VAR went on a coffee break, so probably VAR didn't see that was a penalty.
And it's a bit mischievous.
Yeah.
So Black Stars are making it in the trends, and I like the defensive style we brought in. That was a different, and he keeps changing his strategy. We'll come back here and say the same thing. In our match with Croatia, he will employ different strategy. With Panama, it was more, let's go and win. So we were all out going, to win. But with England, look at what we did. Very defensive. Look at the lineup. The defense lineup for that game was different from what we experienced yesterday. You understand? So that was very common. And all the coordination among the team members was just beautiful. It was amazing. Let's check some comments on this before we come back and talk more on that. Doctor, do we have some comments on the Black Stars game? All right.
All right, so while the comments are, okay, we have comments right now, and let's get straight into
that.
I think we have a bit of, technical issue, but let's just continue with the conversation. So to break it down, in their second Group L match at the 2026 FIFA World Cup, Ghana drew 0-0 with England, leaving both teams on 4 points, actually, atop the group. England dominated with chances like Nico O'Reilly shot off the crossbar and a Mark Guehi header, which cleared off the line. But Ghana's disciplined backline under coach Carlos Queiroz absorbed the pressure after their 1-0 win over Panama. The results keeps Group L tight ahead of Ghana's clash with Croatia, as fans praised the Black Stars' gritty resilience while defending their pragmatic style against critics calling it haram football. And I saw this part, haram football, trending all over social media. Well, after the game last night, fans have been showing excitement, which we actually saw this morning too, as they hit the street, and many have attributed the man of the match to Benjamin Asari, who is actually the goalkeeper. And some fans jokingly said Declan Rice has been used to prepare jollof rice. Anyway, let us check out some of the comments on what people are saying concerning this, and we will come back to talk about it. This was, phew, wow.
We have cooked your rice today, and we're gonna eat the rice when we meet you in the knockout stages. We have a local drink we call Rush. So that is why when Rashford came in, he could not play. We have already drunk the Rush, and then Rush couldn't do anything. And I'm surprised that the coach will bring in Marco Rashford to come and do what? When Declan rice has already been cooked. We have used Declan rice to prepare jollof rice. And we're gonna eat it and eat jollof rice today. Eat jollof rice when we meet you in the knockout stages.
That was very fun. Let's check out some comments. And Kalesta Okoronkwo.
It's from Nigeria.
Oh, right.
She's an actress.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah. She said, "What a game this was!" Wow. Film. Right. So that was Kalesta with the fire emoji and the blaster Ghana flag. So this is Minalin Touch, the Mikia Party. She says, the man the Lord has helped, with the laughing emoji and the Ghana. Yes, I'm sure, and that is in reference to our goalkeeper, Benjamin Asari. Sally Gali with that here. She says, man of the match, you did great. We are proud of you. I think that is also going to our goalkeeper, Benjamin Asari. Lydia Forsen, she says, my man of the match, Phobia. And you know Phobia, Benjamin Asari, the goalkeeper for Phobia Accra House of Oak. More comments here. And this one said, Justina, she says, Asari, you've done Ghana well, pa. More grace to your elbow. That's true. He really did amazing yesterday night. He put smile on all of us, our faces. More comment. Okay, more comments here. The last one, that's from Gloria Safo, the actress. Bless your heart, our man of the match. The world celebrate you. All going to Benjamin Asari, our goalkeeper, who made a lot of saves for us. So it was amazing yesterday. I'm sure you enjoyed the match. You can send us your comment on the number rolling on the screen, so that we get to read all of that for you.
All right, so moving forward,
what stood out for you in the game?
What stood out for me in the game? The fact that the English found it a bit difficult in the match, although it seems like, okay, that they were going to, I mean, they felt like it was going to be an easy match for them, but, you know, I like the fact that they were a bit frustrated too. That stood out for me. The frustration made me happy. If I could see their tears, I would have drank their tears. Yes.
Yeah, that's true, because they had almost 80% possession of the ball, and they couldn't do much because of how defensive we were, and that was great. And the comments by their team manager made my night. Actually, I laughed throughout. He said the match was very tough. The defense, the defensive nature of the match was very, very, very tough for him.
So we actually have a comment on that. Black Stars did well in the game, and they defended the game very well. Ghana all the way. Keep your comments coming. We're going to be reading them
here for you.
Yeah. So let's move on what's still trending. So Adwoa Safo to be flown out for medical treatment, and 9 others granted bail. So on June 21, police arrested Sarah Adwoa Safo's brother, Israel Kwadwo Safo, known as Akofena, and 8 others after shooting at the family's Kwabenya residence during his attempted installation as head of the Crystal Asafo mission, following their father's apostle, Dr. Kwadwo Safo Kantaka's death in September 2025. So family members, including Safo, who they recognize as head, opposed naming a successor before the burial, and will reading. She arrived with a court injunction when shots rang out, injuring her face. All suspects received 500,000 Ghana cedis bail, while the government suspended Kantaka's security license and all private firearm license nationwide, requiring reapplication with mental health and training checks. So Safo underwent surgery and plans treatment abroad as investigation proceed. I mean, this is a very, very sad. This is a very, very, very serious issue, and definitely we understand why it's going to be trending. I mean, this started trending from the beginning of the week. In fact, from Sunday, this started trending actually. And I mean, it also poses the question of, you know, the uses of gun, even though it's licensed. Are people okay? The fact that it's licensed don't mean that you can just use it anyhow.
Yes,
so that's why I really like the fact that they have actually, the government has actually also
come in with that intervention.
The intervention of, you know, firearms nationwide, private firearms nationwide, and for the fact that everybody needs to be evaluated mentally, because it seems like people are not okay in the head.
Oh yes,
people are not okay in the head, and there's this thing that comes with having a gun. It takes a lot of self-control not to pull out your gun.
Exactly, because
it takes a lot of self-control.
Yeah, getting into, you are saying for self-defense, but in this, let's look at this case. What was the defense
about?
The self-defense in this scenario. They allege that she was forcefully trying to enter the premise with her car, and she was breaking things, blah blah blah. But per the videos we've all seen on social media, the front of the car was intact. So where then it's a lot. So it's a good move by the Ministry of the Interior to come in with that intervention to seize the license of that company, and also of all, you know, guns across the country. That is good, so that a proper probe is done into the incident. We see who can be given, like you mentioned, the discipline. It's not easy. But then let's check some comments on this particular incident, what people are saying on social media.
All right, so the politician does not trust the Ghanaian health system. This is by Frederick_Spars, and this is concerning the fact that she is to be flown abroad for more medical treatment. This shows how embarrassing Ghana hospitals are. You have to travel abroad to get proper medical treatment. This is by @Shatta0092. Kopolis Michael, he was at church few hours ago. Now he's in police custody. If you can do this to your own family, what about the ordinary person that works for you? Lock him up. And this is by @Vikush N.
Atta Otre, he's saying, let them solve this in the house. No, I don't side with Atta Otre. Do you side with him?
No, that's a very typical Ghanaian and African mindset, where they feel like everything, especially very serious issues, should be solved at home. No, that's why we have the justice system. That's why we have the police.
There's not one of such issues, because this is the genesis of the issue. Imagine, because it's about a family. Inheritance is there, and even the incidents that led to this particular unfortunate one that we are witnessing is about inheritance, because he's going to lead the Crystal Asaf movement. You see, with this particular issue, right, it's very trivial, because before, the constitution of the Crystal Asaf mission was such that when the man passes on, I mean Apostle Kojo Safo Kantanka passes on, the son, that is Akofina, who was arrested in connection with the shooting incident that involved the former Dominic Obenya MP, would automatically take over as a head of the mission. But along the line, the constitution was changed. So then the Council of Elders of the church will have the authority to screen, you know, and see who among the children, the male children of the man, to be the leader.
It has to be a male.
So that is per, you know, comments and reports from the family and some of the church members. Even the lawyer of the church has also been commenting on that as well. So, we'll come to comment on this again, but you see, it's bringing it back where they were doing, and none of his siblings were there. And why even doing, if he's going to lead the whole mission, I mean the church, why in his house? So it brings a lot of questions there. So what Ataotre said, that it should be a family issue. No, there should be, the law should take its course. Yes, after that, they can come back home and seal the loopholes and all that. But let's check more comments, what people are saying on the issue. Temperature X, he's saying we need to understand
if their weapons,
are licensed. Well, yes. The New Ghana, and that's the last comment on this particular issue, is that that's serious. We wish her speedy recovery. Yeah, so currently she's been referred from the 37 Military Hospital to the Bank Hospital at Cantonment for the removal of remaining bullet pellets in her face, allegedly, because they're shooting.
So they are pellets?
Yeah, they're pellets.
Okay.
And because it went through the window,
and
the
pellets
glass.
are very, very, very tiny.
Very, very tiny. I'm sure that's why they are considering to fly her outside the country to get all those things done. Very, very unfortunate.
Why?
Why? Our medical system.
So are you telling me that nobody in Ghana can actually remove pellets?
Well, so we can do it. UGMC is there.
Exactly.
So that's the wish of the family. They are saying that.
Yeah, that's why politicians actually need to work on the health system here, so nobody will have to say we are flying out of the country
to go
treatment. Get pellets removed from your body. Anyway, moving on. There's an exciting one from, the Ghana Police Service. But before we get into the story, let's just watch this video from the Ghana Police Service and we get into the conversation, and I'll explain everything that's happening in the video. As you can see clearly in that video, the Ghana Police Service was seen putting together customized bicycles featuring bold lettering, the national flag, and fat tires suited for urban and rough terrains. The bikes likely are electric bikes. Well, it actually looks like electric bikes that those Uber people come to use to deliver to us, or Bolt delivery come to. Well, this aims to enhance the patrols in congested areas without official confirmation yet. So it's allegedly, basically, but it's actually a very beautiful one.
Yeah.
For the fact they're also thinking e-bikes. I think it's
eco-friendly.
Yeah, it's eco-friendly. It's great for the environment. It's sustainable, and also it helps them move around with ease without having to walk around.
And even health-wise, it's also very good, because with the paddling, it's help with their health. You understand?
Yeah.
To reduce the
but people are asking if this can actually make you chase thieves.
I don't think it will be meant for that particular role. No, I don't think no. If the thieves have weapons, they can easily. Well, anyway. let's see what people are saying on that particular video. So Babina, she said, yet the fire service has been screaming for appliances for years, misplaced priorities.
Yeah, this actually is also a topic, I mean, a great topic that she brought up, because clearly the fire service have been saying they need more support so many times, and every day we have to blame them if something does not happen right when it comes to quenching out fires. But then let's move on. Yeah.
So Z Brenage, he is saying, Lol, how can they stop me when I run a red light, when I run from a red light in my
turbo vehicle?
Well, let's just wait for official communication from the Ghana Police Service on what exactly those bikes are meant for. But I don't think it will be stationed at traffic lights and maybe chasing thieves and all that. Well, in the coming days, we'll get to know about that. But let's check more comments on that. Elam Kweku, he says, I want to ask a question. Will this help in any way?
Yeah.
Chris, let's help him answer. Will this help in any way?
I think it will help. At least seeing the presence of police actually put people in order. So it will help. Either they're riding a bicycle, if they're flying on the broom, as long as you see the police, you actually behave yourself.
Yeah, you put yourself in check. So Evans is saying to ride on which bike lanes?
That's a very good question. The lanes.
Yes,
the lanes that the church people have taken over. The lanes that the small business owners have taken over. You know, the people, the cocoa seller, the flower seller. Look, I'm not trying to spoil your business, but it's true.
Even in the median of the highways, they've occupied how much more the lanes
are
more
safer. So we don't even. So basically, they're supposed to have their own lanes, and even the pedestrians are supposed to have their own lanes. Sometimes, where is the pedestrian lane? Where is the bike lane?
Actually, there is on some highways. If you check,
have you seen them? Have you seen bikes riding on it before?
They use the main road because they've been taken over by vendors.
That's
they've
what I'm
been
saying.
taken over by business operators. In
They've
fact,
been taken over by trotro drivers.
Yes, that's their mini stations. They've turned them to stations. Meanwhile, they are public stations and all that. For bus stop, you're not supposed to be there more than.
There are so many informal bus stops.
That is it.
So
more comments on
anyway,
that.
Yeah, let's check out some of the comments.
So TM, he's saying most of these bicycles will be used to buy wachi.
Oh my God.
Men.
Well, he has a point. He has a point, but because that's what happens in our society, a lot of people, especially when you go to intern, you become a wachi buyer. But yeah.
Well, let's see how it goes. They will communicate to us officially on what those bikes are meant for. Whom are they going to chase with the bikes? So that is from Braquin2. He's asking that, and that's the last comment we have on this issue.
You know, I think the whole comments, or the majority of the comments, are about chasing. So we've come to make the whole thing look like anytime you see police, they're about chasing people. They're about, you know, trying to stop crime. No.
But we mostly forget that their main mandate is to maintain law and order in our society.
So they can actually maintain law and order without having to chase you. You're not except you're a criminal.
They are popular phrase they use, the police is your friend. But when you get it wrong and they catch you, my friend, you hear my friend and my friend. That's their favorite word. So my friend, you are not my friend, because you don't want to hear those things. Let's just do the right thing.
Well,
right.
Anyway, so we have some comments still coming from the issue of the trends. I'm Kenny, and Ghana did well and has developed a solid defense, but I think Jordan needs to be on the bench against Croatia. And this has to be with the first trend around the Black Stars versus the Three Lions of England. So get them tasers and better equipment for policing. Look at SWAT and other law enforcement services in other countries. Bikes are not a priority. This is Jigbodi from Malam. Jigbodi, we are small. We are getting there.
Yeah,
we're getting there.
Yeah. It takes time, but I just like the fact that their bikes are eco-friendly. You know, we are dealing with climate issues, right? We all contribute, and of course, Ghana, we are doing well. And Africa, by extension, when you look at the carbon emission we do, very minute, but yet we are burdened to...
Yeah, it's very minute, but we are suffering more.
Yeah, we are suffering more.
Yeah, we suffer more, yeah. And it's never talked about that. Yeah. But anyway, this has been the trends, but then it's time for us to check out the video of the day to give us some laughter, some relaxation before we get into our communities. Very relatable.
Mm.
Very, very relatable.
Has this happened to you
Always.
Always?
Always. When I can't sleep, I the next thing I think is, let me just pick up my phone and doom scroll. And when I begin to doom scroll, the minute the phone just hits my face, okay, it's okay. It's okay. They sleep.
And you wake up and the phone is off because you live. Sometimes when it happens, you're able to put yourself in check and maybe turn off the phone and just retire to bed. But there are times you'll be heavy, so you just sleep and you wake up, the phone is off. You ask yourself, but how did this happen? I went to bed with some percentage.
I know, right? Yeah. So anyway, when you're tired and the phone hits your face, that means it's time for you to sleep, my friend. Because like the doctors always say on this show, it's very important for us to get our 7 to 8 hours sleep.
Adequate sleep.
If the phone is saying sleep, my friend, it's time for you to sleep. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, before we go on the break, we'd like to remind you that...
So the Channel One community legend is so on. It is an episode edition that, we bring to light all the amazing heroes in our communities, but whose voices are not really out there, so they are not celebrated. That's what we do on the show, to bring their stories to light, to celebrate them, so that of course it serves as a source of motivation for others to help solve some of the petty issues in our communities. So our host Omar Sanda Amadu and Akosia Otre sits down one-on-one with these heroes in our various communities to tell the whole world their story, what they are doing and all that. So don't miss it. We air it on Channel One TV on Wednesdays at Wednesdays. So don't miss it. Who knows? It can be one person. 7:30.
Yeah,
it can be someone in your community.
Yeah.
Yes, and they are doing amazing. These are some of the stories people want to hear. Mostly, you can have the edge of doing something, but maybe you are afraid of what people may say and all that. But who knows? Maybe if you hear some of these stories, it will inspire you to do more. So we had over 100 entries, but we've screened it down and we have 10 of these legends. And so Michael Kolote, Dr. Emmanuel Amoakon, Awonu, Elijah Wope, we have Daisy Mina entry, and a lot more. There are 10 of them that we are telling their stories on Channel One Television every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. So do tune in.
Yeah, and the interesting thing is that we also have repeats. So that's why we always tell you, keep watching Channel One TV. You might get to catch one of the repeats and be inspired.
Yeah, so you don't have an excuse to miss it. So let's move on let's do some drama, because the Mad Brain Kwanta episode 2 is on. All you need to do is log on to our website, channel1newsonline.com, and head to the arts and culture session, and you will have it there. In fact, when you go to that session, it's the first pop-up you will see. It's amazing series about couple in a town called Mad Brain Kwanta. Just go and enjoy it. You will thank me later. Very, very interesting. So literature enthusiasts, that is it for you to enjoy.
All right. So talking about channel1newsonline.com, we have actually created an app for you to make everything compact. It's actually very user-friendly and easy to access. So it's the Channel One News app on Google Play Store. So all you need to do is head to Google Play Store and download it, and voila, you can have it on your tablet or your phones, and you just need internet access to download this, and then you can get it anywhere you are in the world. This helps you stay in touch with us. This helps you stay in tune with everything that we are churning out for you, from news items to everything, lifestyles to the informations that you need from our events, everything that you need, everything that we churn out will be right there. So like I said, it's like having Channel One in your pocket. So go out there and download the Channel One News app and be updated with everything that we put out there for you. Now it's time for us to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll be getting into our communities. And this time we are going to be looking at infrastructures around education. We'll be back.
Invites God. Prayer is an invitation, and it's a divine summons that summonses God to step in the affairs of men.
What this conference has done for me is indescribable.
Now let the angels who excel in strength, who do his command, who hearken to the voice of his word, let them go to war and to work on my behalf. I say so. I am the Redeemer of the Lord.
And at the end, he said, "You will testify." And I felt something shift.
I went back home and I couldn't sleep. It was like the prayer was locked up in my spirit.
Prayer is a weapon of enforcement, enforcing what has been done. Praying about the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. That is not unbelief. That is enforcing the word, enforcing the will of God, superimposing the will of God over the forces of evil.
Everywhere the summit is, I will be there.
It doesn't matter what, prayer still works. Put your hands together, shout yes.
This is the old way. Let me show you a new and a better way. EduPack.
EduPack?
Yes, EduPack. A GS approved and supported initiative for all first year students going to SHS by Prospectus Ghana Limited. Now you don't need to go to the market. All your trunks, mattresses, pillows, including plastic chalkboards, are all waiting for your child at the school. Note, all our wooden chalkboards are being changed to plastic ones to avoid bedbugs.
You can also register by dialing *713*821# following the prompts, or you can visit www.edupackgh.com and tap register. You can also register at any ADB branch near you at a very affordable price. EduPack, approved and supported by GES.
Hello, my name is Pamela from Customer Service. Please revalidate your account by texting your Ghana card number to 0500,247.
Hey, Abili, wabedim.
Madam, give me the numbers behind your ATM card. I'm calling from the head office.
An email was delivered across to our customers this morning.
Confirm if this is your bank account. 100,100,100.
Thanks for sending your bank card details.
Send the OTP now to avoid cancellation.
EcoBank will never call, email, send an SMS asking for your PIN, OTP, bank card, or Ghana card details.
Don't get played. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Hello, please, I'm calling from Customer Experience Center.
Your health is your most valuable asset and it deserves expert attention. At the International Maritime Hospital, we believe healthcare should be personal, precise, and delivered with excellence. That's why we provide specialist-led care combining experienced doctors, advanced diagnostics, and a client-centered approach. From preventive care to specialist consultations and advanced treatment, every step is handled with precision and care. Our serene environment, modern facilities, and dedicated dedicated medical team ensure you receive the quality care you deserve every time. Our experienced team ensures you receive the attention you deserve. So whatever it is for you or your family, choose care you can trust. Visit the International Maritime Hospital located at Community 3 Tema or call 0303 220 030 or 055 222 2290. International Maritime Hospital. We serve and we care.
This July, get ready for stories that will make your heart race. From love and passion to secrets and lies that can ruin everything. Catch the sizzling episodes of Sins and Roses at 4 p.m, Domenica Monteiro at 5 p.m, Be My Sunshine at 6 p.m, and Avenida Brazil at 7 p.m, Central African Time. Only on Novelas Plus, channel 134 on GoTV.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for us to focus into our communities, and today we are going to Second D. So for years, pupils in Second D have actually walked through, crumbling walls and also leaking roofs and broken furniture just to get an education. And now several basic schools in this coastal area have actually fallen into a state of despair just for the children to get education, and this has resulted to prolonged neglect and inadequate maintenance. Luckily for us, our Western Regional Bureau Chief here in Channel 1 TV, Akwesi Ejenim, has a story on this. Let us watch this report, and when we come back, we will get to talk to him and also get to talk to people who can help fix this situation.
A safe and conducive learning environment is essential to every child's education. But in Second D, several basic schools are battling years of deterioration, with aging structures posing challenges to both pupils and teachers. At the Catholic Basic School, cracks and exposed iron rods are visible on reeking pillars. Ceilings and windows are missing in parts of the building, while sections of the classroom floors have developed large holes.
Over here at the Second D Presby School, I'm told that this is a 1946 building which actually started the school over here, and it happens to be the former school or the primary school of the current finance minister, Honorable Ato Forson. And because of the current population of the school, which is around 1,250, the school is looking forward to expand. Hence, the commencement of this structure in 2006 by the church, which was later supported with funds from the GET Fund. But since 2006, the project has been left abandoned with no completion. And a look at it shows a structure without windows. And the headmaster tells me that the roof and the absence of the windows is also giving them a lot of issues when it comes to ensuring smooth academic work over here.
From 2006, they on it to 2011, that the building has been abandoned. Since then, 2011, the contractor has not been on site. So the school is uncompleted. when it rains, sometimes get into the classrooms and some of the roofing get off and the children have to even get down. About 3 years ago, we have a stampede which affected some of the children. And in fact, we need help. The building has to be completed so that we can use it. The teaching and learning will go on successfully for us. We don't have windows because you are saying that it's not complete. So we are praying that the government and other people should come. As now our MP has promised to come and help to complete the building.
The situation is even more alarming at the old hospital school near Jendu Park. Rusting roofing sheets, exposed reinforced walls, and damaged classroom blocks paint a picture of a school infrastructure in distress. Teachers who spoke on condition of anonymity say lessons are frequently interrupted whenever it rains, with water leaking into classrooms and damaging teaching and learning materials. According to the Sekendi Circuit Improvement Support Officer, Madam Anemi Bozi, the deteriorating infrastructure is undermining effective teaching and learning, while the collapse of sanitation facilities in some schools is creating additional challenges for both pupils and staff.
A good learning environment will help the child to absorb or assimilate whatever is taught. So if the environment is not conducive, the child cannot understand or assimilate whatever the teacher is delivering or the facilitator is delivering. Also, the facilitator, him or herself, will not feel comfortable standing in unconducive atmosphere to teach the learners. So like for Old Hospital, for instance, last 2 weeks rains ripped off some of the roofings, and whenever it rains, it goes straight to the classrooms. So my brother, learners sitting in the water and the teachers also sitting in the water will not help teaching and learning.
The Member of Parliament for Sekendi, Blay Nyameka Ama, says efforts are underway to address the situation, revealing plans to renovate at least 8 schools within the constituency before the end of the year.
Education, I believe, is the cornerstone of our development. So the school buildings that are in Sekendi constituency that have not been charged, painted, renovated, and they are, tearing apart, falling apart, dilapidated states. That is what Blay has taken it upon himself, that he's going to renovate all of those schools.
All right, so there you have the report from our Western Regional Bureau Chief right here at Channel 1 TV, Akwesi J. Enim, and that was a very horrible sight.
Very, very
and
bad.
I am wondering how we are developing the future generation, since we say the future is now and the kids are the future of, the leaders of tomorrow. I'm wondering how we are, raising the leaders of tomorrow with this sort of schools. How are they going to, get the kind of education that they need? At the end of the day, people forget that to get sound education, you need the right infrastructure.
And interestingly, you see, the basic schools are the basic level of our education. So if let me borrow former vice president's word, if the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. Right, it's the same thing here. If they don't get quality education at the basic level, how can we assure that yes, when they go to the secondary, the tertiary, they will be fine? No, that is actually the disparity we mostly see when you are comparing students who go through the private education to the public school. It's very, very, very worrying situation there. After the buildings are constructed, no major renovation is undertaken to ensure that yes, it still stands its initial quality to enhance academic work, both teaching and learning.
And like we always say, the biggest problem we have as Ghanaians, the fact that we do not see the importance of good maintenance. We have a maintenance problem.
Culture is
you
very
know, our
bad.
maintenance culture has actually shown itself in different situations. Different situations, from education to roads to sanitation,
just look at this, how
everything.
all the iron roads
but
are exposed.
The good thing is that we actually have Akwesi Ejenim on the line. He's on a Zoom call. He's going to join us via Zoom. Since he was there, he can also share how it felt like being there. Hi, Akwesi.
Hi. Good morning.
Good morning, Akwesi. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you.
All right, so Akwesi, you have actually been on the grounds in Sekondi. Paint us a picture of, you know, what you actually saw and how you felt about everything that you saw.
Well, I must say it is really disturbing. I mean, if this is what we are using, these are the strategies we are using to actually bring up or prepare the future of this country, then we have a problem. You know very well, Sekondi is a very old city. But it still serves as the administrative capital of the Western region, having the seat of the regional minister not far from some of the schools that I actually attended. In fact, some of the schools that I actually I visited are just within the vicinity of the Sekondi Takoradi Metropolitan Assembly, just walking distance. Going to any of the 4 schools that I visited, it's just a matter of walking to them. You don't need a vehicle to go there, very close by. And looking at them, this is not a place that we should actually be, training anybody to become a responsible person. Just as the school improvement officer did mention, the environment is not that conducive for academic work, either for the student or the teacher. And so it cut across. I mean, one school that I couldn't add the footage was West Ridge. West Ridge is just behind the Sekondi Takoradi Metropolitan Assembly, and that is also very in shambles. It cut across, and it's really cause for concern. You know very well that now, by the architecture of our local government development, basic education has now been brought under the local assembly, the MMDAs, and they are responsible for giving some kind of facelift to these basic schools.
Right.
But you wonder whether it's an issue of capacity, it's an issue of resources, or they simply don't care.
Right. So were school authorities actually surprised to see you there, or have they also been trying to reach you to put out these stories?
Well, I mean, you know very well that these days, GES, by their regulation, teachers don't really speak to the media. Hardly, we did everything to actually get some other teachers to speak to, especially with places like Old Hospital that we saw the environment looking very deplorable. Teachers were very much cautious to speak. They really have a lot of issues with the state of things over there, but they can only speak to you off camera.
Right.
And that is the concern, because they know sometimes when you speak without authorization, you might be sanctioned.
Right.
We tried to talk to the GES, we couldn't get anybody to speak to, except for the school.
Right. So how are the
officer?
All right. So how are the teachers and pupils actually coping in this situation?
It's an issue of difficulty. I mean, you could see from the classroom that when it rains, the water directly comes into the classroom. The other school without windows, with a small, rain, it blows into the classroom, and then students and teachers will have to find a place to hide, because if they stay in, they'll get wet, their books will get wet. Old Hospital, whenever it rains, the water actually, the rains come in there, not just, disrupting the academic work for the day, but also destroying the books that they have in the class. And the teachers told me that they keep buying these books over and over. One issue that I saw that is also very threatening is the issue of the peeling off of the ceiling. The ceilings are very weak, and so you could see that the peelings, the ceilings easily peels off, and it could easily hurt a teacher or a student these things, come down, and it's very disturbing. So they are basically calling for help. Some renovation. The MP has promised to actually go to their aid by refurbishing about 8 of them, but it's a matter of time. He's given up to September to see some facelift. But the question is, if a whole assembly cannot do it, can an MP alone with his resources do it all? That is a promise he's given, and we're hoping that we'll be able to keep it.
Right.
But have you spoken to some parents, and did you ask them whether they've lodged some of these complaints to the local authorities, and about the safety of their wards generally?
Well, the parents are very much concerned, but to what extent? When they talk about it, they are told, if you don't like it, you have to take your child out of the school.
Wow.
Because the teachers know that it's a responsibility that goes beyond them. It has to do with the assembly. And so they are only waiting to see what the assembly will do about these schools that are not in good shape.
Right. So you talked about 5 schools that you, 4 to 5 schools that you actually visited. But the question is, this issue, is it limited to some schools, or is actually widespread?
It's widespread. Even in Second D, the assembly somewhere this year had to look at the state of Presby School, which was also very close to, the pictures that you are seeing. They managed to refurbish one in Takoradi, and it tells you that it goes beyond just Second D. Even in Takoradi, there are other schools that are in this caliber, but the resources to refurbish them is what is not coming.
Right. And when you dig deeper, do you think this actually affects the results that comes out from those areas, especially from students, when it comes to national exams?
It does. It does. These are basic schools, and if you look at the GES own, architecture, they encourage for classrooms or learning environment to be very colorful. The atmosphere must actually enable quality learning and quality teaching. If a teacher comes to the class having the fear of a roof filling off
on him,
a student comes there. It could even lead to, students not coming to class, or teachers not coming to class. And the excitement, the environment doesn't speak to an atmosphere where anybody would want to. So definitely it will affect the quality of teaching and learning, which will also translate into, the kind of people we produce going to the junior high schools and then the secondary schools.
I'm wondering, Agosi, so how long has this deterioration been going on, and at what point, did they become so glaring? Like, did they tell you that the school authorities, considering the, the aged nature of the structure, in this report you were telling us one of the schools was blocks was constructed since 19-something.
45.
Yeah, if you look at those with their, iron rods being exposed, you can see that it's happened over a time. It takes a long time before these iron rods actually get exposed, and so it tells you that it's something that has been gradual, has been going on for years, going into decades, and so that you can see that it's not something that is recent. If you take the Presby School, where a school has been abandoned since 2011, the project started in 2006, and since 2011, the contractor has not been coming to site. There are no windows, and so you can imagine they are forced to use the space because the numbers, they have to actually decongest the classrooms, and so they are using those classrooms even though they are not actually completed, and you have issues of rains getting into the room whenever it rains, and this thing has been in this state since 2011. How many years now? Over 12 years or so.
Right.
So it's been going on, and authorities have seen it. I think the push now is for them to really look at how best they can actually look at these issues.
All right. So, Akwesi, you will just hold on for a bit. We are about to speak to Gabriel Ato-Mensah, who's the chairman of STMA Education Committee, and he is on the line with us. I'm sure he's going to also tell us what he feels about this situation. Hi, Mr. Gabriel.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. You welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
All right. So, as the chairman of the Education Committee at for Sekondi Takoradi, were you aware of the poor states of these schools around the area?
Yeah, so thank you for the question. Let me seize the opportunity to appreciate your cherished views. The setup of every school, especially in the metropolis that we are talking about, involves a whole lot of stakeholders. And I just assume responsibility as the education subcommittee chairman, but I have been part of the education subcommittee. We know a number of schools that are having this infrastructure defect, and the assembly, through its common fund and other benevolence, are being able to, as it were, pull out and be able to take care of some of these defects. You see, I have the opinion that a proper school environment must not be the responsibility of a certain assembly alone. We have educational stakeholders, we have the parents, we have the alumni, we have the community in which the school itself, the school finds itself. I believe that together we can make a better school environment for our kids to have the best and quality education. You know, it is only in the second cycle, some of the second cycle, that we see all students coming together to put up structures to support their alma mater. We need to encourage such systems into the basic school as well, so that all students can come together and then also do a whole lot to support the schools. Because the assembly has a lot. The assembly is looking at infrastructure-wise in education, infrastructure-wise in health, infrastructure-wise in almost it cuts across all the sectors. The assembly itself is taking charge of its own, staff, a whole lot. So I believe that at a point in time, parents can decide that, no, if our kids are sitting in a classroom where it has leakage roofing, why don't we all come together and then also change the status quo of that particular school? So I, as the new educational subcommittee chairman, these are some of the things I'm going to champion. Every school must make its alumni vibrant. Every school must make its PTA very vibrant, so that they can also come in as and when the issues become of a burden to the assembly alone. I know the assembly is championing a whole lot of projects concerning schools in some of the areas in Sekondi Takoradi. So it is also good that we have encountered this kind of rain for us to know the problems in each school. There are a number of schools that I know which are having their their roofing sheets peeled off due to this recent rain.
Yes.
So I believe individuals, philanthropists, individuals can come in, because as everybody will say, education is the key to every person's or every individual's success in life.
Right.
That is why today you sit at a very big studio like that. It is through your ingenuity, it's through your effort and everything. So I believe we all need to come together. Stakeholders need to come together.
Yeah, but you're talking about the roofs, but this is not just about the roofs. This is not just about the rainy season. Clearly, we can see the walls peeling too, and we can see the other. This is not just about the roofing sheets. The roof itself, the cemented roof itself, is even peeling off. So what has been done about that?
Yes, so you know what? The assembly, as it stands now, we have 36 assembly members. 36 assembly members. So imagine each of the assembly members is having this kind of problem in the area. The assembly cannot do it outright. It has to take the effort in making sure that at least bit by bit it solves those issues to the satisfaction of the people in the area. I hope you understand me. Every area, every electoral area in XTMA has a school issue, has a infrastructure issue, every area. So we all table it, then one after the other, per the income and per the funds that come. Assembly will be able to champion that cause. That is why I'm saying that there is the need for all students to rise. There is the need for PTAs to rise to support in this situation.
All right. We appreciate what you said about those students and PTA and all that. But Section 3 of the Education Act, Act 778, is very clear on the mandate of the district assemblies in providing infrastructure for schools in their localities. Since this came to your attention as chair of the STMA committee, education committee chair, what efforts, have you made with the assembly to try to, look at this issue so that some repairs are being done to ensure the safety of both the students and the teachers to enhance academic work in these schools?
Yeah, so thank you very much. Like I said, I'm not saying the assembly is not doing anything. We had our subcommittee meeting, I think 2 weeks ago. We had a number of issues. We discussed this deficit because most of the head teachers have called to, as it were, report issues relating to infrastructure issues at their various schools. We have sat on it, even though there has been previous, previous report that has been taken to EXECO, that has come to the assembly, that the assembly has agreed, and it is now captured in budget. There are a lot of the schools that we are going in to support. There's a school that the MP for Sekendi has even gone in to say he's going to re-roof the area. It was captured, and the assembly was going to go into it to repair. So there are issues earlier that the assembly is, as it were, solving. Then the range currently has exposed other areas too. So we have captured. We will send it to EXECO. We will battle it. We'll push it. We'll try to push it because that is why we are there. We have to push it because our kids cannot sit on the roofs that are peeled off in classrooms that are very, 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 dilapidated and stuff. So I believe that we are doing, like I said, I just assume the responsibility. And as a teacher, I know what infrastructure of a school or a school building, a very nice school building, does in the life and the educational process of a student. So I will pursue that and make sure that all these infrastructure, school buildings and all that are rightfully tackled.
Right. You also mentioned that the assembly has already had plans of fixing some schools or are fixing some schools already. Which schools in particular have you worked on, and what exactly did they do?
No, so you go to a school at Chakradi. It is closer to one of the highway in Chakradi. I've forgotten the name. There were a lot of lunatic that goes into the compound or the environment during classes hours. Recently, the assembly took pains to wall around the entire school. It is a very big compound. The assembly has done a fence wall around the entire school. That is one. When you come to a Sipun, there's also a school that had the roofing peeled off. The assembly went in and made sure that they changed the roofing. So these are just few ones that I've mentioned. So the assembly is on top, making sure that each schools also receive the proper facelift.
All right. So in a situation whereby a school does not, put together its alumni, or where alumni can actually come into play? Because right now you are talking about making it a must for, you know, schools to put together or tighten their alumni in a situation where it doesn't happen. Do you believe that the current budget allocation for basic schools is actually adequate? And if not, what figures do you think will be sufficient to help fix some of these problems?
All right, so thank you. One would say that there's no funds that is adequate. You understand me? There's no funds whatsoever that is adequate. I will appeal that if it comes to our education, we should not banter with it with politics. I've been on my feet always championing this, that when it comes to the education of our children, we should try to take away the political scope from it and deal with it as individuals who want our children to reach somewhere in life. So I believe that additions can be done so that it can expand, the assemblies can expand their reach to all schools so that they can be able to resolve these minor issues. I believe that it can be done. The amount that comes, I cannot give you the figure, but no amount is adequate for anything. I believe when we look at it in that direction, that the children are the future leaders, and then we pump in more money into our educational system, tomorrow we shall produce the best people that we need in this country.
Right.
So, Mr. Ato Mensah, what is the state of PTA in your area? Is it functional, and have some of these concerns come up in your meetings? What has been the response from reaction from parents?
Yeah, so you know, the mindset of the Ghana parents is that everything concerning school is free. Everything concerning school is free. That is what they have cultivated in their mind. So if there is any avenue for them even to come into support, they think that it is the government alone that has to do it, which is totally wrong. Which is totally wrong. Your ward goes to school, sits under a roof that he experiences rain dripping on him or her, and you feel like everything is free and you have the means to support, and you will not support. So the PTA, sometimes even the government school, when you call the PTA, they don't come. They don't come. And I hope Akatu is the same. Public school, when you call PTA, parents don't come because they know everything is free. Whatever he will come and say, and then they will demand it is free, you will not come. Unlike the preparatory school. Compare a PTA at a private school and a PTA at a public school. The private school's parents will go, will contribute, will make sure that his ward gets the best or her ward gets the best, not with the public school. So I will entreat you, you have a very big media space. Use that to also advocate. Let our parents know that everything is not as free as they think. They should also invest in making the schools the best environment for their own children.
All right. So anyway, before we let you go, what is your message to the children of secondary when it comes to their learning environment?
Yes. The little I can tell them now is that usage of mobile phone is really having a very vast effect on our children nowadays. The adolescents are so much into mobile phones that they have decided not to study. I believe through this media, I'll be able to reach out to many that the earlier they take their books serious, the better the result they will get. You remember, I mean, those days in my basic school, when you get where I schooled, when you get aggregate 15, it is called Old Hospital, secondary Old Hospital. That school, when you get aggregate 15, you didn't do well.
All right.
Everybody will say that you didn't do well. But now, the result and the outcome is very, very, very dire. It's very, very dire. And I believe our children, our parents should sit down. Every parent who knows he's investing will make sure that he puts his feet down in making sure his word is learning.
Right.
But somebody who think that the thing is free there, whatever was done, and that is what is challenging now.
All right.
Our parents should make sure that they take the phones away from our kids and make sure they put their feet down for our students to learn.
Right. Thank you. And also, please remember, let us solve this issue of infrastructure so they can also have a comfortable environment to learn while they take away their phones too. Thank you so much, Mr. Gabriel Ato-Mensah, who's the chairman of the SDMA Education Committee, and we've had an extensive conversation about the, looks and feels of the schools, of the basic school in the secondary area. And we still have Akwesi Ejenim on the line, who's our Western Regional Bureau Chief right here at Channel 1 TV. Hi, Akwesi.
Hi.
So you've heard it from the chairman of the SDMA Education Committee. What are your thoughts on what he said?
Well, I think the first thing I would want to say about what he said was a bit about parents seeing everything
free,
seeing everything to be free. I think it's the product or the results of what our politicians are down to us.
Mm-hmm.
Between the MPP and NDC, they all preach free things, free education here, free education there, just to win power. And so if you preach that, the people accept it and assume that everything is free. And so they also relax. And so if they want people to be accountable and have a stake in the kind of education that children have, they should stop preaching everything to be free. And the second thing that I also want to touch on is that if you look at the Secretariat of the Metropolitan Assembly, their common fund that came for the year 2025 was around 19.5 million Ghana cedis. And this is what they have to use to manage waste. They have to use to look at
education,
this educational infrastructure and other things. And the question is, would that be enough for the assembly to embark on such exercise? If you listen to the assembly, they will tell you that even the 19.5 million Ghana cedis, if you don't take care, all could be consumed by waste management alone. And so as a country, we should be looking at having a proper debate whether the assemblies are resourced enough to embark on some of these intermittent maintenance they have to do. As you did mention, the pictures that we are seeing goes beyond just roofing. The whole structure is very much weak, and I didn't know that the chairman who just spoke to us is an old student of the old hospital school that I visited. It's one of the schools that I visited. I didn't know. And looking at the school, he talked about PTAs and old students coming to the aid of their school. I mean, he's a chairman of one of the schools. I don't know what he's going to do with his old students, old mates, to actually come to the aid of his alma mater. I think we should be having a proper debate as to the kind of funding that must go to education, so that these things don't, get weakened to a point where they become death trap or threatens the life of students and teachers.
Right.
Thank you, Akwesi. Thank you on that. Let's move away from education, but still in your region. How is the current situation at the Bosomé Sam Fishing Harbour, where unfortunately there was a fire incident last Sunday? What is the current state, condition there? Because the minister, Joseph Nelson, ordered suspension of all economic activities there. What is the current state? Can you update us on that?
Well, just to put it better, the order was for people along the portion that's experienced
the landslide.
The sliding. That is where they said people should live there, and that area is not so much of an operational point for the people. The only people who were operating there was the premix fuel distribution joints and a few structures. But if you look at the fishing bay, most of the activity are in front of the structure, which back got bent, and so the fishing activities are very much active. Even on the day of the incident, people could still go to fishing and still do their business, except that at the back of the offices at the fishing bay is where we recorded a landslide that triggered the fire outbreak. And so the fishing activity is going on, and the port officials who are in charge of the fishing bay are making sure that they don't bring back these fuel tanks that were containing the fuel that led to the fire outbreak. And so that is actually being adhered to. And the bigger call the minister made beyond evacuating the place was for the ports, the GPHA, to see how best they can reinforce that cross-section that experienced the landslide, because there's every possibility that if it continues to rain, other part that did not experience landslide could also experience that landslide. So there's the need for the port to look at how best they can reinforce or do some kind of retaining wall or something all across that hilly part of the back part of the port.
Right. Thank you very much, Akwesi, for that report. We will come back to you subsequently for more updates on that issue, and also what authorities will do on the education infrastructure in the second data quality. So that was our correspondent, our Western Bureau Chief here at Channel 1 TV, Akwesi Ejay Enim, updating us on the story he filed on poor status of some educational facilities in the Western region. Chris, what was your take on the bet that the chairman of the SCME Education Committee talked about the old students? And I think it's actually true, because when you compare our senior high schools to the basic school, it's not like that. For the senior high schools, the old students actually take pride in, you know, hosting the celebrations, annual celebrations, you know, putting up infrastructure in the school and all that. And I think definitely if we are able to get some of these things in our basic school, it will help, because mostly after we complete that we cut ties with the schools.
I think, you know, it's interesting to hear your own perspective and also his own perspective, and you are also moving along with his own perspective, but I don't.
But that doesn't seal the responsibility and accountability part of the whole thing.
Because at the end of the day, I feel like you should appeal to the old school.
It comes back to treatment, how they were treated.
You should appeal. You should not demand. They are not entitled to do anything.
That's true.
Even with what's happening with secondary schools, no one is entitled to do anything.
Yeah, they are not forcing them.
Nobody. Do you understand? So you don't say if you are doing it for secondary schools, you have to do it.
By force,
it would be nice. It's just a kind gesture, but you do not expect them to actually do it. Do you understand? And with everything he just said, with even the mobile phones and all that, we should also think about the infrastructure. If the infrastructure is not right, or making the student want to stay in school, or making the student excited to be in school, the next thing the person is going to turn to is their mobile phone. Is the next excitement. They should be happy being in school. They should be happy wanting to learn. They should be happy wanting to go to school without any distractions. But if at the end of the day you are only focusing on one thing, forgetting that this is the foundation of what will make them not be so interested in their mobile phone, then there's a disconnect.
Yeah, disconnect.
There's a big disconnect. But anyway, it's been a very good conversation, and I hope that those in charge should actually find ways to solve this problem, because we are talking about the future generations, the future leaders. You cannot put into their minds that this is the foundation of education, because this definitely is not the foundation of education.
No,
they should be comfortable.
It can't be.
This cannot be.
Yeah. It can't be.
But anyway, thank you to all. To the people that we actually spoke to. A big thank you to you. I want to say a very big thank you to each and every one of you for joining in the show too. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember that you should always keep watching Channel 1 TV. My name is Chris Carter.
And I am Wahab Abdul-Razak. Don't go away, because the City Breakfast Festival next series is up next at 11 a.m. Do enjoy.